YouTube logged me out, was unable to rejoin the stream, but we are back for part 2. Okay, read that. Hey from Guyana, how was your day in Guyana today? Zay, glad you could be here. Zay Boss, what are we saying? Greatness, did you enjoy the pizza from Pizza Hut? Yeah, it was pretty good. I will say Pizza Hut in Guyana is definitely one of my favorite fast food restaurants, right? It's just, and normally it's my favorite when I eat the pizza hot, right? Once the pizza get cold, I don't really like it. And like, I only like the personal pan from Pizza Hut in Guyana. I don't like the normal size pizza. I don't know. It's just the size difference is cooked differently. But yeah, pizza was pretty good. And the person we met was nice. Like, she tried to give me a free cinnamon bun, as I said in my video. It was really nice of her. But I'll take it. Hey Tom, welcome back. Apologies for technical difficulties. Had to restart the stream. I wasn't able to rejoin the other one when YouTube logged me out. But glad you could be back here. How was your day today, nonetheless, Tom? Yo, are you thinking about any new challenges? Tom over on YouTube, guys, they are challenging me to ingest or consume a lot of interesting things like octopus, chitlins, spinach, all these stuff that I don't like or I've never had. But they are asking if I will do it for a particular currency, for price. So for sure, as long as the price fits and it's in my currency and it's not too big of an amount, I can do that. What are we saying? Tom said, and nope, it has to, oh man, it has to be the entire plate for 100K? USD, pounds, euros, or anything higher? Octopus and spinach? I could still do it. I feel like I could do it. Because like, yeah, fry the octopus. You fry the octopus and like maybe with lots of ketchup and hot sauce. I could do it still, I think. Read that. If you guys want to say something, feel free to say it on the stream. If you gotta tell, guys, if somebody want to tell me something, but you gotta send me a private message for me to tell you, for you to tell it, you shouldn't be saying it. So just say it where everybody on social media can see it. So I'm not gonna add you, or like, I'm not sure what that means, because I can't even add people on like TikTok. I think you mean accept your private message, but I don't know. Greatness said, must try Mario's Pizza on Camp Street. Okay, cool. I'll try to remember that if I'm in that area. Welcome, Cody. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Hey, MD. How are you doing today, MD? It's Uniquely Mia, also known as Mia. And the algorithm knew that y'all want us to be part of a community where you're welcome for your positivity and uniqueness. So I recommend you to the channel. Make sure to like the video and subscribe so you never have to leave. If y'all want to see what Uniquely Mia, Queen Mother, has been up to in South America, Guyana, make sure you guys are avidly watching my full nutritional YouTube videos and YouTube Shorts videos. If you guys are enjoying my TikTok videos for my TikTok community, go over to YouTube, Uniquely Mia. It's linked in my bio of my TikTok. You're gonna love the videos that I have on YouTube, because the Guyana videos that I post on YouTube, the America videos that I post on TikTok and stuff like that, they're just much longer on YouTube. So definitely go over to YouTube and immerse yourself into all the stuff that I have, right? And I do know I acquired a lot of new supporters, and some supporters are like, I feel like live streams are very easy to respond to the comments, right? So I do know some supporters or some people have left comments on my videos saying, oh, if you went to a different country that's not Guyana, you wouldn't be doing your reviews the same way, or you wouldn't be saying this, right? That's not true, because if you go over to my YouTube channel and you click playlist, or if you watch one of my TikTok videos from New York to New Orleans to Paris to Europe, to all the places I've been fortunate to visit, you will see I made the same exact videos about those countries and in those countries that I do about Guyana, right? So it's not just Guyana where I make these type of videos, right? Everywhere that I go, that's the type of videos that I make. So yeah. Hey Abraham, glad you could be here. How's everything going with you? Glad you could be here. Elegant as always. Really appreciate your kind words. What's your day looking like today, Abraham? What are we saying? Okay, read that. Hey Anna, how are you doing today, Anna? Glad you could be here. What's your name? Hey A, glad you could be here. Hey Ebola. What the world? Oh my god. Hey, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Thank you, None, for liking the live stream. Really appreciate it. What did everyone eat today? What did you guys do? Hey, AK, glad you could be here. What are we saying? Yeah, today, as I said earlier, we just were in the house today. Yesterday, we went out. We were outside for like we weren't outside for the whole day. What happens is my mom and I in Guyana, I feel like it's just Guyana in general, but like my mom wakes up early regardless. But like since being in Guyana, I think your sun in Guyana, it rises really, really early, but it also sets ridiculously early. Because like 6 p.m. in Guyana, the sun is setting. If I was home, like in like America, the sun would still be up, right? So it's like, the sun rises so early in Guyana. It's like my body's just naturally waking up more early here, right? But I'm also going to sleep a little earlier, so I guess that's why. So I say yesterday we were outside for the whole day, but we really weren't. My mom and I, we were probably outside from like 7 until 12. So that's a long time, but like by the time 1 p.m. came, I felt really tired, like I was up for the whole entire day. But in actuality, I was not, which is funny. But we just went to a lot of furniture stores and hardware stores like Gaffors or Gaffoons, however y'all say it. We went to Singers, we went to National Hardware, Guyana stores. We went to a lot of different stores, and all those are in my most recent Fully Nutritional YouTube video if y'all want to check it out. Thank you so much for reposting a live stream secret account. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. How was my day? Yeah, my day was just pretty chill, as the saying goes. We were just in the house all day, so yeah. Hey Tam, glad you could be here. I still can't get over your reaction when I gave you that challenge with everything that you absolutely hated all combined into one. No, because it's like, what was that? Like I said, I eat spinach, right? Because when my mom cooks spinach, I have to eat it. But like octopus, chitlins, all frog legs, like I've never had those stuff, and I have no desire to eat any of those items, right? So like, it was just like reading that, and like when you described it, Tom, it's like, oh, this is how you would have to consume, and this is what it tastes like. It wasn't good at all. Thank you so much for your kind words. You're beautiful as well. Let me call you Far. Hey Emily. Okay, you put the mustard with the arm. Okay, nice. Abraham said, have I missed a lot? What are you talking about? Sometimes what happens is, you guys on YouTube, sometimes when you leave a comment, the live stream like puts you back. So I don't think you missed much, but no need to spam. Don't need to spam. If you spam, that'll just most likely encourage me not to respond to you or skip over your comment. Promise you, I'll get to you. If I take a long time to respond to your comment, I'm not ignoring you. I try to give each of my supporters a substantial response, but I know you're all real people. You don't have to be on the stream, right? So that's why it takes me a while to get to you, but I'm not ignoring you. Let me read one more comment on YouTube, then I'll go over to TikTok. And I'm also dual streaming, right? So that takes a little more time to respond to y'all. Hey, how are you doing, Cat Eyes? Glad you could be here. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Emma. Have a great day on your birthday, Emma. Thank you so much for being on the live stream. Eat a lot of cake. If cake's not your forte, eat your favorite meal, because we all have to eat. I'm from the United States. Secret account. Where are you from? How old am I? It's the glory of God to conceal a matter and the honor of kings and queens to seek out the answer. If you want to know my age, go over to my YouTube channel at Uniquely Mia. For TikTok, it's linked in my bio. Once you're on YouTube, click playlist and then watch my birthday adventure videos. If you pay attention, my age will be disclosed to you. So yeah, thank you so much, Nun, for reposting the stream. Hey, Shelly, glad you could be here. How's everything going with you today, Shelly? Hey Maddie, glad you could be here. Hey Chichi Cat, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. How's your day going? My voice is cute. Thank you. All right, read that. Hey Batty, how are you doing today? Batty for life. Glad you could be here. Hey Drake, Mia looks 12. What is it, the shirt, and you're seeing my face a lot? Thank you, right? Don't even look at the parts. I don't know, my mom did. This is Queen Mother's hairstyle come to life, guys. Like, we're not thinking about it. We're not thinking about the hair already. At least it's braided and it's out of my face, but I'm not thinking about it. But yeah, this shirt is very comfortable. It's Mickey Mouse, love anime. So yeah, it's very comfy. Just gotta wear the comfy stuff. But how are you doing today, Dre? Glad you could be here. Tom said, okay, I could tell it made you extremely nauseous. If it still makes you queasy, okay, then place your hand over your mouth with the tip of your fingers touching the tip of your nose. What? And puff up your cheeks. That's funny. Kat said, oh, looks like the base for a sew-in. Oh, actually it does when I watch the videos on YouTube. Honestly, my mom, she was going for a hairstyle where like all the hair, like, because how did she start braiding? Yeah, she started braiding, I'm confused now. Yeah, she started braiding from like the back of my head, come forward. No, she did this way. So she wanted to do all the braids in a circle, but then I was looking at it. First, I felt that it would have taken a ridiculously long time, right? And then I looked on my phone. I was like, Mom, these parts aren't straight, and the parts aren't straight. So I just asked her the braid just do something quicker. So this is how it came out. But like I said, I wear a hat in Guyana when I go outside because it's too hot out here. Like this is the hat that I wear. Like even if it's not sunny, it'll protect like from the brightness of outside. So the hat, this is my go-to headpiece outside, a hat. So I really don't care. That's why I said, and when in hot climates like this, I just need my natural hair braided up and out of my face. So I'm happy that the hairstyle is up and out of my face, right? But I did like the other one a lot more. Read that. Hope you enjoy your stay in Guyana. Okay, cool. Thanks so much. I'm from the United States. Look exactly like your mom. Okay, thank you so much. Very nice. But I've never had a sew-in. I can't imagine how females like function. That's like a hat on top of your head, right? Like, and I get people are like, hey, that's like with box braids too, but like some of them use wigs and it's like the literal thing. I feel like that's just too much. I don't know. Hey, glad you could be here, Lillian. That's a cool name. How are you doing today, Lillian? I'm Uniquely Mia, also known as Mia. And for all the supporters, y'all are welcome on the channel for your positivity and uniqueness. Thank you so much, R, for liking the live stream. Really appreciate it. How's your day going? Kat said, honestly, if you get some... Oh, okay, crochet hair. You can install it easy if you already have the base. Wait, did my mom tried... It's a good idea, Kat. But maybe when I go back to America, my mom has to try it. Because like I said, it's too hot here for any type of extension that's going to be too long, right? That's going to be touching my shoulders. But my mom tried one time. You know, like the fake dreads? The first time my mom ever did fake dreads, she did do that. Like, she did get the crochet hook, and I did buy the hair that was already, like, crocheted in the dread style. Only thing with that, I felt like it just... She had to use a lot of hair. Because, like, I have a big head. Okay, I don't have a big head, but I have a lot of hair, I think. So she had to use a lot of hair. Like, so it got very costly to do that. So I know what you're talking about. Like, get the curly ones, right? So that'll cover it up a lot more. You probably have to use less hair. That'll be a good hairstyle to experiment on and try, but I don't think we could do it here. It's just really, really hot in Guyana to do that. Yeah, crochet hooking, crochet hair. Yup. Tom said, I'm going to head out for now, but I might come back later. So yeah, all right. Tom, pleasure having you on. Hopefully I see you in the next live stream or the comment section of my Feeling Traditional YouTube video or YouTube short. Really appreciate it. Hello. Welcome, Jonah. Thank you so much for purchasing a Flow State gift, Jonas. Jazz hands to you. Love the blue, how it popped up on the screen. So that means anytime you're on Uniquely Mia live stream, you are entering a flow state filled with positivity and uniqueness. Jonas, so jazz hands to you, hearts to you. Really appreciate you purchasing a gift. All proceeds goes in its own separate account. Thank you so much, Nun, for sending a rose. Really appreciate it. Thank you for sending another rose, Nun. And shout out to Jonah. Really appreciate y'all. Hearts to y'all. Jazz hands to you guys. Really appreciate your generous donation. All income literally goes in its own separate account. I use all the money on social media to pay off my student loan debt, right? So really appreciate you guys. Thank you everyone for being here, for donating your time and energy, for being on today's live stream, right? Because y'all don't have to be here. Y'all real people donating your time. You're never getting that time back. So really appreciate the support. How's everyone doing today, guys? What did you eat? Gigi Cat, Jonas, Tom, Drake, Lillian, Nun, Court, K-Man, Secret Account. Everyone on the stream would love to know what's your day looking like. What are you guys doing? What did y'all eat? Hey Lanier, how are you doing today, Lanier? Welcome to the live stream. Good afternoon to you as well. Thank you so much, R, for sending a cake slice. Jazz hands to you, hearts to you, R. You're helping me get one step closer once again to paying off my student loan debt. Really appreciate it. How's your day going? Hey Keela, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. What are you saying? Kat said, yeah, I used to wear wigs, but I can't anymore. It's just, yeah, too suffocating. That's what I think it would feel like, right? Okay, you don't do sew-ins either. I feel like, yeah, with braids, your scalp, yeah, it's very accessible. That's true. Yeah, you can feel the breeze. That's important. Yep, that's a great point, Kat, because the first time where my mom did like the fake dreads, once again, like I told you, the dreads, I went to school with it, and when I tell you, my hair was so bulky. That was the bulkiest my hair ever was. I literally couldn't tie it up or anything by myself. And two, it was so hard to feel my scalp and see my scalp. It was literally like a hat on top of my head. I hated it. Thank you so much for sending a heart puff. None, really appreciate it. Jazz hands to you, hearts to you. Really appreciate your generous donation to Uniquely Mia channel. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, Drake said they had some ramen. Okay, very nice. Like, did you saute it up with vegetables or something else, or you just boiled it? Ramen is good, right? Okay, which ramen did you use though? Did you use the ramen that you put in the microwave, or did you use the ramen where you actually have to like boil the noodles in the sauce packets? Because I like the one where you have to boil the noodles in the sauce packets where you like kind of cooking, right? I don't like the one where you put in the microwave. I tried it before, it's not that good. Yeah, it didn't really have any taste, but ramen is good. I like the Buldak ramen, spicy noodles. What are you saying? Can you guys hear me on TikTok? Or am I frozen? What are you saying? Kat said, I haven't worn a wig or sew-in since like junior of undergrad. Okay. So yeah, you're like, hey, no longer doing this. And you actually stayed strong. You're like, I don't want this anymore. Understandable, right? Because like you said, if it felt like a hat on top of your head, that could not have been comfortable at all. So that could not have been comfy at all, guys. 1 second. I think I froze on TikTok. Okay, I'm back on TikTok. Hopefully my connection's a little better. What are you saying? Hey, Billy. How are you doing today, Billy? Glad you could be here. Kat said, more bulkier than an Egyptian. Yes, Drake. I did like that hairstyle. It was actually African inspired, not Egyptian. But the thing, so with that hairstyle that I got the bubble braids, or like it was bubble braids. Like, remember, it was bulky, but it was only the ends that was bulky. It wasn't like bulky at my scalp, because in total it was probably only like 5 braids, right? Or 5 bubble braids that my mom did. With the dreads, I think if you guys go to like my YouTube homepage, click playlist, and if you watch some of my old videos that I used to do when I was an undergrad about New York and when I was at school, I think you'll see me with the hairstyle. The difference with that hairstyle is like, because remember my mom did small parts too, because I was going to school with her, so she wanted to last a long time. So it's like, and we bought the hair, so it was like you couldn't see my scalp. So it was braided like this, right? It was braided like this, and literally each section was like, had the hair that was crocheted in. It was bad, guys. I just know it was heavy. It came out like this. It was bulky. It was wide. It was everything. I don't like it. Okay, Kat said they just had some Mexican. Ooh, chocolate flavored peanuts. That sounds good as a snack. They're from your job. It's really good. Sounds good. You know what it sounds like? Even though I've never had it, in my head, if you've ever been to New York, or you say you're going to New York, right? When you're like in 42nd Street, anywhere you go in Manhattan, they have like these guys who sell like peanuts on the side of the road, roasted peanuts, $3 $5. It sounds like it would be similar to that, but then again, I've never had that, so I don't know what it looks like, the Mexican chocolate flavored peanuts. But that's what's coming into my head when I think about it. Have you visited any countries? Yes, Mia, you have an awesome name. I've been to the Netherlands, I've been to Brussels, I've been to France, I've been to the United Kingdom, I've been to the United States. I've been to Guyana in South America. I've been to Grenada. I've been to the United States. In the United States, I was fortunate to go to Las Vegas. I've been to Georgia. I've been to New York. I've been to New Jersey. I've been to Washington. I've been to Philadelphia. I've been to a lot of places, and all the experiences and all the places I've been to, they're on my YouTube channel for you guys. So you guys can go over to my YouTube channel, click playlist, and you can watch my playlist videos about all those places. So once you get to those places, if that's a goal of yours, you will know what to do when you get there, right? But I love traveling, right? My mom loves traveling, and some people decide to spend all their money on designer items and shopping and buying food, right? Now, I still buy the designer items when I save my money, but I prefer to spend my money on travel and experiences rather than unnecessary random things. So yeah. Remember, everyone has money, but they have money to spend it on what they want to. We always got to remember that, guys. Where are you from? I'm from the United States. Drake said, okay, no, I don't like instant ramen. I have to get the real stuff with the vegetables, meat. Okay, soft boiled eggs. Okay, so you had like the good ramen. Okay, like the ramen, like the handful noodles type ramen with the chicken and all that. That ramen is good. So yeah, I could eat that right now. Like the noodles from Paris to my mom, it was like really good. She took me there. It was like, you guys saw it on stream if you were on that stream, right? It was like handful noodles. The noodles were nice and soft. The chicken was nice and crispy. I had to pick out the cilantro. I couldn't do the cilantro. Put the pepper in there. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Jake said Mia, not Mia. Oh, Maya, not Mia. Okay, that was what for the multiple I's. Okay, the multiple A's, I mean. Okay, cool. So I made the mistake. I called somebody Mia when their name is actually Maya. It's normally the opposite. People oftentimes call me Maya. I'm like, it's Mia. It's always the opposite. It's funny. Kat said, okay, yeah, the nuts are roasted. Okay, with the Mexican chocolate powder. Okay, mix on it. It's great. I bet it will be even better fresh. Yeah, it sounds really good. It sounds really, really good. Hey, Love Positive, welcome. Been a while since you've been on the stream. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Shout out to everybody on the live stream today. Really appreciate y'all for being here and donating your time and energy. Hey, Dossie, glad you could be here. How's your day going today? If y'all have a question, comment, or concern, feel free to type in the chat. This is more so spontaneous live stream for y'all. My live streaming schedule for YouTube is Monday, Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also live stream Saturdays and Sundays on YouTube at a more so spontaneous live stream. For TikTok, you guys, I try to share the Monday and Friday live stream schedule for you guys, but it's not always consistent, right, on when I live stream for TikTok. But if you guys are on TikTok and you're enjoying the streams and you want more, make sure that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel at Uniquely Mia, right? And I also do spontaneous live streams like this, right? I also post full-length traditional YouTube videos like here. I'm in South America, Guyana right now, and I'm not able to live stream all the adventures that I go on, right? So I like to make the full-length traditional YouTube videos, TikTok shorts, YouTube shorts, and etc. to show you guys what Guyana looks like and what I do in case any of y'all visit in the future. Hey, how are you doing today? Timothy, glad you could be here. How's life? Life is going. Right? So life is life and life is going, as the saying goes. I mean, I'm still here, so I'm living, right? I'm not dead, so yeah, life is life. How's your life? Kat said, I didn't have work today. Okay. Ooh, that's very nice. You don't have work today or tomorrow, thankfully, so it's a pretty chill day. Yeah, so it's like a long extended weekend, Kat. That sounds really cool. Nice. Okay, it was a chill day for you, Timothy. Nice. Hey, Francis, how are you doing today, Francis? Glad you could be here. Oh, it was a chill day. Okay, nice. Jake said, today is my chill day too. Okay, that's why it's wild seeing me here. Okay, nice. Okay, awesome. Well, glad I'm able to live stream on your chill day. Yeah, I've definitely been doing a lot more spontaneous live streams while I've been in South America. I tie it down to the fact that like I've been in the house a lot more, a little bit, just because we have people working on the house. In Guyana, when people work on the house, you got to watch them work on the house, right? So I'm like, hey, let's pass the time together. I'm entertained, y'all are entertained, and we get to stream. So it's a win-win situation, right? But what are your summer plans, guys? I know Kat said they're planning to go to Florida. Drake, what are your summer plans? Francis, Timothy, everybody on stream would love to know. Kat said, I wish I could be out more, but it's extremely hot. Yeah, stay inside, Kat. You really got to be safe because like heat wave, like there's like I've been getting notifications, my mom and myself have been getting notifications about the New York weather, and it's like heat advisory, heat warning, 100 degrees, right? So it's really crazy, guys. It's really, really crazy. Thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. So for TikTok, stay here 1 second. Sand is being dumped outside, and my phone is the smallest device, so that they get to see the sand being dumped. So look at the sand being dumped outside. Guys, my mom spent literally like $1,000 to get this sand delivered. USD. It's insane. I told her not to do that. She did not listen. Look at the sand. Gonna fall down. That's a sand truck. Ma, what are you doing? Oh, Queen Mother's downstairs. Say hi. So the sand is being delivered outside. I don't care. Hopefully the internet connection didn't cut off. I'm saying hopefully the internet didn't cut off. Because I'm outside. It says I'm still connected. Look at guy and look at all the trees. Oh. That's the big truck. Wasn't it bigger last time? So that's the sand being dumped. So guys, she's going to use the sand to fill up the yard. So like all the greenery and all that, that's how you dry clothes in Guyana. You wash it in the washing machine and then we just put it outside on a line to dry in the sun. What's going on? We are reporting live from South America, Guyana, and I'm showing y'all sand being dumped, right? Drake said, I don't know how. I really started liking Mia. I should be her biggest troll. Dude, why should you be my biggest troll? You like the positivity and uniqueness of the channel. So don't be a troll. But look, the sand's gonna fall down. And then my mama had to get people to shovel it in. You better hope the sand don't get mixed up with the other people, Ma. So literally. Oh yeah. Is it falling in the gutter? Kat said, yeah, it's 100 degrees right now. Feels like 108. Wow. It's falling in the gutter. Why is it falling in the gutter? That don't make no sense. So that's the sand. Let's go back inside. Ouch. Oh my God. There's no insurance here. I'm gonna go on a plane back to America if I get hurt. I ain't getting no stitches in the hospital. I can't. Alright, so that was the sand. Hey guys on TikTok, we are back. Hopefully y'all were able to hop on to YouTube and see the sand falling down. But that was the sand truck. So a lot of money goes into sand, and guys, she paid a ridiculous amount of money for the sand, and that was it. Okay, I read that. Hopefully the internet connection didn't cut off while I was outside. It said I was still connected to the Wi-Fi, but I wasn't 100% sure. But hey, Rachel, how are you doing today? Drake said, because you are so easy to troll, but my first stream ever, I remember defending you against the trolls. Okay, cool. I mean, like, you know why I think people say I'm easy to troll? Is because, like, I guess trolling is saying something, random, or saying something, very offhanded, right? And not respond, and people sometimes not respond to it, right? But like, sometimes, I feel like anytime we have like feminist discussions, people oftentimes like say, oh, you're so easy to troll me, and put laughing emojis. But like sometimes I'm aware that like, hey, people are just saying this just to get like a reaction out of me. But I still intentionally respond to it sometimes, just because I want my channel to be a place of, hey, yeah, you guys are gonna be entertained on the Unique Lumia channel, right? But also, right, I do not have a lot of people watching my stream of various ages, from kids to grown adults, people my age, right? And I want to make a place where we can all learn from each other, right? So, yeah, I guess that's why I'm easy to troll. And then even sometimes people will say some stuff, and I will admit I have no idea what those people mean. So, yes, I do fall victimization to the trolls knowingly and both unknowingly. So, yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to do on Unique Lumia channel to make it a little different. Shout out to you guys as my supporters, right? As I always say, I really do appreciate you guys as my supporters. Like, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the videos. I'm glad that you guys enjoy the streams, right? Really means a lot, but at its core too, via the live streams, via your subscription, via your support, you guys have given me a little bit of power in terms of saying, hey, I'm able to speak on certain topics, right? Certain things based on what my opinions or based on what I've studied, my area of expertise, and whether y'all agree or disagree, right? that message is still being out. I'm still able to say that message, and a lot of people are able to hear it, right? So it's a form of education all around. So yeah, really, really means a lot, guys. Thank you so much for your support. And thanks for the trolls too, right? Because I think the trolls do help with building momentum and keeping like the live stream entertained and new viewers and old viewers entertained as well. But yeah, there are some trolls that definitely take it to the extreme, which is never good. Drake said after, okay, Kat said they were so connected. Okay, nice. So yeah, that's what it's all about in South America. Like, you go and you hire other people. And even though my mom did pay a lot of money for the sand, out of all the people she called, that was the cheapest price. Because one thing I've noticed about Guyana is, like, certain places you go to, they'll have a set price, guys. That's something to be aware of if you were a tourist visiting Guyana, right? If you go to the mall, right, even the mall is very iffy sometimes. But like, if you go to like the restaurant, right, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to like a tourist company, if you go to the supermarket, the price that you see is the price that you are going to pay, right? But when it comes to other stuff, sometimes buying clothes from a store, if the store doesn't have their price displayed, or if it comes to taking a taxi sometimes, right? Or buying stuff for your house in terms of not like roofing material and tiles, the price is displayed for that, but buying sand, right? Buying stuff like that, they're gonna upcharge you, right? Just because they hear your accent or they look at you and they think you're super wealthy, right? So that's one thing I will say that I don't like 100% about Guyana is, like, love the entrepreneurship, but the amount of times my mom and I have been overcharged in taxis because they don't think we know the price is ridiculous. Like, I made a video the other day, I took a bus with my cousin. I know the price for the bus. I've taken this bus numerous times with my mom at random times, right? And they charge us a set price. Why in the world are me and my cousin on the bus by myself? I give my cousin the specific amount. She goes to pay. The guy's like, oh, it's actually this price. We just gave him the money, right? Because it's $1 more, 50 cents more, right? But I don't like that. You just charge extra just because we're an American. I don't like that. So yeah. What are we saying? Are you still in Guyana? Yes, we're still in Guyana. Where else are you live from? I'm also live streaming on YouTube at Unique Lumia. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do that. Yeah, so I'm looking at like dual streaming there, like one eye here, one eye there. So bus is 140. Yeah, like different areas where you go. And I understand different areas you go, it's cheaper, different distances you go, it's more money or cheaper. But like for our distance, it's always 200 per person. Always 200 per person, right? One random day and a random afternoon they want to upcharge. And it's not just the bus too. It's like when my mom's calling people for sand, right? This was the cheapest guy she got out of all of them, right? And I don't know how she got it so affordable, and it's still pretty expensive for sand. But out of all the prices, people are quoting her ridiculous prices. Why? Because they hear her voice. They hear her voice and she has the American accent, right? So beware when you're a tourist. They're going to upcharge you for sure, but like, for certain things, it's not too bad. Like for a taxi, when they upcharge me for the taxi, I'm like, you know what? It still works out to be cheaper than an Uber if I were to take it in America. So I don't really care about a taxi. But when it comes to like construction material and getting delivery trucks, that's where it really starts to add up big time for sure. What are we saying? Drake said, Kat, I swear to you, somebody asked me, was she Buster Cherry? Wait. Oh, you remember? You have such a good memory. I do remember at the gym. That's when that racist was on my live stream at the gym too. I remember that. That's when that racist was on my live stream at the gym. She said it out loud. Even to this day, I don't think she gets it. I don't. I mean, it's like, well, now that like you told me not to say it anymore, so I'm trying not to say it out loud anymore. But like, still, it's like, what is that? Jake said, I don't even feel comfortable laughing at it, but it's just wild. Jake said, is it because he knew y'all were from America? Yeah, Drake, and that's the thing about it. They know you're from America. And like, my mom is like, sometimes she'll cosplay, right? Like, she'll try to do her Guyanese accent. They still know. They still know, man. So it's like, and one thing I've noticed, based on my experience in Guyana thus far, you know how like in America, like if you've been in America, if you visited America, or if you're from America, we know this, right? You know how in America, like no matter what your age is, you can go to like a business and you can like not complain, but you can like ask them a question and they'll give you a straight answer, right? Or if you have difficulties, right, and you want to speak to like a supervisor or something like that, I'll feel comfortable to do that at home. I've noticed that in Guyana, it's somewhat not backwards, but it's somewhat backwards a little bit. I've noticed some of the places I've been, right? Not all the places, but some of the places. It's like anytime we have to order food, or anytime my mom wants me to ask them a question about something that's like not in front of us as of yet, I'll ask them and they'll kind of dismiss me. It's my mom who has to go up and actually ask her, and the same question I would have asked them, they would have dismissed me, but they give my mom a straight answer. I've also noticed that too a little bit here. So it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting for sure. And I'm like, I don't know why. I feel like, is it this, because like, it's not that elders, like it's the same generation of people, right? So in America, it's not that there's more young individuals, even though there are more young individuals than old people in the world, right? But it's like, it's not because I sound like a little kid, right? I may sound like a kid to you guys here on stream, but like when I'm outside, I'm asking a question, I don't really sound like a kid in my opinion. But even if I do sound like a kid, in America, if a kid asks a question to a stranger at a business, they won't dismiss the kid. So even if you're saying in Guyana, they're dismissing people, right? They're dismissing somebody because they present as a little kid. That's not right, right? Because even in America, a little kid could go. My nephew has gone up to people, strangers, and he'll ask a question and they're not dismissing. So that's why maybe don't dismiss kids, right? But that's something I've noticed too. That's something I've noticed too in some places. Not all the places we go to, but in some of the places I've been. Yeah, and another thing I've noticed, one last thing that I've noticed about Guyana, a little bit, I'll just say it, and if you have the critical thinking skills to understand it, you know it, but I'm not gonna elaborate. But I feel like not all the time, this is not applying to all of the people I've met in Guyana, but in most instances, what I've noticed, the people who do not look like you, whether that's your race, more likely your race, the people who do not look like you, oftentimes do not treat you the best. But that's not in all the situations, not in all instances, because there have been some people who are my race who treated me very nicely, right? But like most people who do try to overcharge us, right? My grandparents had an encounter where they met like a very rude individual, right? And just say they were of our race and they looked like us and we didn't receive the best treatment from them. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that too. Drake said, I don't even feel comfortable laughing. You read that. Drake said, I know that they do it. Yeah, at the market too. Guys, like, let me read Drake's comment. I'm gonna find an example. I've been charged a crazy amount for vegetables, fruits, potatoes. Yeah, I know they're overcharging me. Yep, exactly. Sand is $3.40 a bag. No, we're talking about like sand that goes into the yard, not like, we needed a big truck anyway. So, but it's not sand that like goes into, not sand that like, that we needed a bag. We need like the big trucks of sand. But Jake, like once again, my cousin and I, we were in Georgetown by ourselves the other day. And my mom sent me a text. She was like, get some like stuff for chow mains. And she was like, get some cabbage and some pop choy. Guys, do you know what happened? I saw this guy, I was like, how much is the cabbage? He's like $500 a pound. He tried to charge me $3,000 for some cabbage, $3,000 Guyana for some cabbage. I don't know what the US conversion rate is that you gotta divide by 200. I know it was more than $5 and I'll pay $5 for some cabbage at home, right? And yeah, I know if you have to pay $10 for cabbage in Guyana, okay, I'll pay it, it's fresher, right? But like $3,000 for some cabbage? I left the cabbage. I didn't get the cabbage because that was an extreme overcharge. That was an extreme overcharge for sure. So like, that's the thing. So it's like, I already understand, like my mom and I already understand that, yeah, they're going to overcharge us, right? Because of our accent. But like when people try to do the extreme overcharge, we're like, no, like what? That's just like the amount of people we've walked away from, literally. Guys, I be laughing in front of people's faces sometimes when I'm in Georgetown. My mom asks the price. And the guy's like, oh, $2,000 to go for a $500 drop somewhere. I will laugh and walk away from them because I've done it, right? I've done it. So it's like when people try to do extreme overcharges like that, I don't like it. Like if the ride for the local is $500, if you want to charge us $700 to $1,000, okay, we'll take you then. But when you try doing $2,000, $3,000 when the ride for the local is $500, what do you think this is? Like, no. So that's not good. Yeah, but Jake, it's always your own people. That is true. To be your own people, it really is, because that's something I've noticed. And like I said, it's not all, because I've met maybe one or two, right? Who was really nice, but in the grand scheme, so far, that could change as we go on more on our trip, right? But thus far, it's mostly been your own people, really. So yeah, I'm not really gonna elaborate, right? If you have the critical thinking to understand that, feel free. You know what I'm talking about, but it really does. But welcome everybody. Hey J-Man, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. How's everyone doing today? If y'all have a comment, question, or concern, feel free to answer it. I was just sharing some of my experience about Ghana thus far, what I've seen, what I've noticed. I will say we had some really great pistachio ice cream the other day, my mom and myself. We went to the Seawall area in Georgetown, so if anybody does visit Ghana, definitely go to the Seawall, right? They have a place, and I made the video. I don't know the name of the place right off the top of my head, but there's a place that sells ice cream, and we got pistachio ice cream. It was delicious. And then we went to the Massey supermarket after, and I was trying to find the pistachio ice cream at the Massey supermarket, but I did find pistachio, but I didn't like how it was packaged, so I left the ice cream. It's like if somebody opened the top of the ice cream, and like there was no plastic or anything, so I was like, what if somebody else opened this one? So I didn't get it. But yeah, I didn't do that. But how's everyone doing nonetheless? Thank you so much for sending a heart, Moses. Really appreciate it. Jazz hands to you, jazz hands to you, hearts to you. You're helping me get one step closer to paying off my student loan debt. All proceeds made on social media goes in its own separate account. Thank you so much for that, Moses. How's everything going with you today? Glad y'all could be here. Thank you so much, R, for liking the live stream. Really means a lot. Drake said, now I have one son. I'm a buy some smart. Where do you get your pistachio ice cream from, Drake? Because I used to get mine from Cold Stone, but then last time when I went to Cold Stone, they don't sell it anymore. So the last time I had pistachio ice cream in America was in New Orleans. Oh my gosh. Now that ice cream was like $11. That was expensive for some ice cream, but it was so good. In New Orleans. It was really good. They put like the real pistachio in there. You got the flavor. I would go back to New Orleans just for the pistachio ice cream and the beignets that I had. That Cafe Du Monde beignets, oh my gosh. That was so good. That was so good. But where do you get ice cream from in America? Glad you're doing great. Glad you're doing great. And I'm Unique Mia, also known as Mia. You can refer to me as such, but really appreciate it. The support, Moses. What's your day looking like today? What'd you do today? Would love to know. If anybody has a comment, question, a fish sandwich. No, I don't want a fish sandwich. My mom asked me if I want a fish sandwich. It doesn't really sound appealing. The fish is gonna have bones. I don't want a fish sandwich. I forgot what I was talking about anyway. Drake said, okay. We have this ice cream. Oh, okay, this ice cream shop called, okay, Purdles. Okay. It's made in the shop. Wow. Okay. Is it like something widespread in Chicago? Like if you go to the city, they'll have one. Like Tim Hortons. Is that like the Tim Hortons of Chicago, or is it more so just like in a specific area? That sounds good. Sounds good. I'll write it down. List the foods to try when I go to different states. I have that list for like Texas, for California. When I go to California, I want In-N-Out. No, I don't eat burgers. Don't eat beef, but I don't know. Maybe I could try cheese fries at In-N-Out or lettuce wrap fries because I can't eat the lettuce wrap burger, but In-N-Out looks really good. And they have this chicken place that sells like, it's red hot chicken. I think that's the name of it or something along the lines. It's like very spicy, but it's red. So it looks really good, really good. And if I ever go to Texas, my mom said Texas was boring, so I don't see myself going to Texas. But if I ever randomly find myself in Texas, I want to try their mac and cheese from like a barbecue restaurant because it looks very good. And then they have like chicken fried chicken or chicken hot chicken in Texas. It's like chicken that's double fried and then they drop chili oil on top of it. And then in Chicago, you got the deep dish pizza. And then there's this place. There's a restaurant, they sell deep dish pizza, but they also sell, this is like the most big back thing that they have on the menu. It's like chocolate cake, but they take the chocolate cake, they make it into a smoothie, they put ice cream, whipped cream, and a whole bunch of stuff on it. It looks really good, but I just know that's like how much calories are you gonna gain from just drinking that one smoothie. Can we see your house? I am going to, I'll show you my room when it's done. I'll show you, I have to like clean up my mom's room a little bit. They have suitcases over there, but this is the bed. That's the shower. If you see the roof, don't worry. She has to work on her ceiling, so that's why it looks like that. I can't go downstairs right now because people are working in my room, which is across the hall, and we've got to watch them. But I will do a live stream downstairs another day and I'll show it to you guys. Like, the kitchen is done, the bathroom is done, the living room is done. So yeah, show you guys that at a later date. Drake said, it's super local. Okay. We do have a place called, okay, Frid's, okay. It's just as good, and they have it too. Okay, nice. So I'll remember that. So when I get to Chicago one day, definitely gonna taste pistachio ice cream there. Because anytime pistachio ice cream is like on the menu, my mom and I are definitely gonna get it. And it's so funny because like the first time I had pistachio ice cream, I really didn't even want to get it, right? I didn't even want it from Coastal, but my mom was like, it's really good. So I trusted her, and it was really delicious. It's like, it's so weird. It's like all the things that my mom and I like from restaurants, they take it off the menu. Because even for my graduation, when I graduated, I was really excited to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I used to love the Cheesecake Factory for the shrimp basket. Do you know they took the shrimp basket off the menu? Like, that was the best thing on the menu. Now I'll only go to the Cheesecake Factory for like the 30th anniversary chocolate cheesecake. That cheesecake is good though. I can eat one right now, honestly. That cheesecake is really good. So it's like all the good things, they just take it off the menu of the places. I don't understand it, guys. Hey, how are you doing today, Cobb? Glad you could be here. How's everything going with you? Ooh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, you got some like animosity. Is that the correct word? You got some strong feelings about, wow. Okay, you got strong feelings about Chicago. But I've been to New Jersey before. Like my mom, she took me to Atlantic City for my birthday. Right, it was fun. I got a cake. It was fun. Right, I wasn't at school for my birthday, so I was happy with it. I like traveling, so anytime my mom takes me on an adventure for my birthday, I'm happy. But like I did go to New Jersey. And then where else have I been in New Jersey? Woodbury Commons, right? The outlet. I really didn't buy anything, but like I like shopping. Even if I don't buy anything, I like looking at like items that you could buy. So like outlets are fun to me. Yeah. But you got some strong feelings about Chicago, man. What? I can't understand. Cool. You like my top? Thank you so much. I got it from Macy's. Actually, my mom bought it for me. She sent it to me when I was at school. I don't know how much she paid for it, but she got it from Macy's for me. It has like Mickey on it, and then a crown. I don't know what the shirt says. Oh, Mickey Mouse. For the longest time, I never really read what it said. It's a very comfortable shirt. Very comfy. And I've washed this shirt a ridiculous amount of times, and the color is still practically there. Right? I feel like it's starting to fade a little bit, but you can't really tell. You guys probably just think it's a tie-dye effect, but pretty good quality from Macy's, I will say. I'm in love with the towels y'all got. Oh, on the floor, yeah. My mom, she definitely said she splurged on these towels for herself, Drake. For sure, for sure. And those towels are huge. I got the most affordable ones, guys. Like, everything in my room is literally the most affordable. It's the most affordable stuff. Even my bedding that I'm gonna get, or that I want to get. Like, if my mom buys the bedding, I don't know what she'll get, but if I buy the bedding with her, it's gonna be the most affordable stuff. Right? Because I'm like, and it's not to say that it's ugly, because I do like it, right? Like, it's not ugly, but it was like the most affordable option the store had, because she's already spending a lot of money. Like I told you, she spent a lot of money on sand, right? So like, it doesn't make sense to splurge on a room here when I'm barely here in this room, right? So, but my mom, she's like, you know what? She's splurging on the whole house. This is definitely the fanciest house she has ever had, for sure. This is the fanciest house out of all the houses she has, for sure. No, Georgia's fancier a little. Well, not real well. I don't know, actually. It's between here and the Peach State. Which one is fancier? I will say the most money has gone into this house. This is definitely the most expensive house. For sure. So let's update the statement. This is definitely the most expensive house ever that my mom has invested money into. One of the most expensive ones ever. Yeah, no Chicago slander. Cobb said, I've got no animosity at all about Chicago. Only that it's not my type. Okay, understandable. So like, you just don't prefer Chicago, right? It's just not your vibe. That makes sense. Like Drake said, in the wintertime when New York was having snowstorms, Chicago was like -degrees, and they actually saw like the ice on their window. Now, I wouldn't like Chicago when it's that weather, right? But like in the summertime, in the fall, Paul. I've never been. I'm sure the weather's much better. So yeah. What are we saying? Drake said, man, I would get those. Oh yeah, the black and gold in the living room. Oh wow, they match your countertops, but the white tiles. Okay, nice, very nice. So I'm sure they sell it in America, right? Like I think you have to go to like a specific tile store. Do they sell tiles at Home Depot? I don't know. So yeah, you probably just have to like find like a tile store, Drake, in America. And, or do like a reverse image search. Like go to one of my live streams where I showed you guys the tiles. Take a screenshot of the tiles or do like on the video and just do like a reverse image search. And I'm sure it'll pop up in Google for like America where they sell the tiles if you want to get the tiles that my mom have. Because anytime I come to Guyana and I go to Gaffoones, they have the same exact tiles. And it's been a few years since my mom got these tiles. Got the tiles from the living room. So that means they're consistently putting in orders. So they're getting it from somewhere, right? If you guys want to know my age, go to my YouTube homepage, click playlist, and watch my birthday adventure playlist videos. If y'all pay attention, my age would be disclosed to you guys. And welcome everybody to the live stream. How's everyone doing today? Glad y'all could be here. But I can tell you guys the general gifs of how my room is gonna look. So the wall is pink. Surprise, surprise. It's not a surprise at all. If you know Uniquely Mia and if you were on the painting live stream. Excuse me. It's a much lighter pink than the peach state. And the apple state. So yeah, it's not baby pink, it's not a hot pink, it's more so in between. The tiles are white with splashes of gold in it and something else, I forgot the other color. The bathroom is gonna be black and white. My mom did want to get tiles for the bathroom, but first off, I was like, I think the bathroom, it would have been cheaper to get tiles, but I was like, get something that's gonna go by really quickly because I don't want to be sitting in the house all day, right, for the whole entire time, right, that we're here. So she got like some big panels. I think it was much more expensive than tiles, right? But she only got like 8 of them, and it could go on the wall, and it's really big. It's really, really big. So that's in my bathroom, and it's black and white. So the color scheme of my room is pink, black and white, and a little dash of gold. So yeah, that's the color scheme of the room. But obviously when it's done, I'll make a video and I'll post it for y'all. Are you in Guyana? Yes, we're reporting live from South America, Guyana. How's your day going today? Fully? You're right. You're right. Negative degrees. Oh yeah, negative degrees, but those ladies from that place aren't good at all. Oh, you're talking about the females of the state. Okay, so you're not saying that a state sucks. You're saying the females of a particular state sucks. Or you like the females of another state. I will say females can do no wrong for Uniquely Mia, right? You gotta advocate for female rights first before like anyone else's. I'm a female. Like, what would I look like if I advocate for a man rights before my own? Like, what would I look like if I do that, right? But I will say, now, if a female hurt you, right, and did something you didn't like, separate yourself from said female, right? Because that's not good. What is that?
Fried fish and bread.
I don't want that. What if that's nasty? So, yeah. Give me. Oh. Thank you. Mom, why did you bring a real plate? Did you take out all the bones? Momsy, did you take out the bones?
When you bite into it, you'll see that have bones.
Oh, come on. It actually does smell good. Hey, staying off the grid. Glad you could be here. Gay is staying off the grid's way of saying hi. How are you doing today, staying off the grid? Jake is like, you're right. That's funny. What are we saying? Oh, look who it is. Like, staying off the grid. Jake said, Mia, they set us to get killed. Because... Oh, yeah, Queen Mother is scared to visit Chicago because of, like, all the pew-pews. Yeah. Why don't you just stay away from them? Stay away from them or get robbed. Oh, my God. Like, okay, Drake, tell me the tea. Do they just do that, like, do they just do that to males, like, if they hurt them or, like, just randomly if they do something they don't like, if y'all do something they don't like? That's so funny. I live in the United States. So this is a fish sandwich. This is fried snapper with bread. This is tennis roll bread. It smells good. Let's taste it. There's no ketchup though. We didn't buy ketchup. my god, why is it so good? Why did I chew so much? What did I bite into, man? I think I ate the skin. Ew. It's good. It's just kind of dry, and that freaked me out chewing so much. What y'all eat for lunch, guys? Cobb said, don't get me wrong. I'm not being misogynistic at all. Saying I had a lady. Oh my gosh. I had a lady knock from that place. Just listen. From what your mom has said, that statement. Oh, okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, just stay away from them, then. Stay away from them. But as the saying goes, right? What is it? Females in male-dominated roles. That's what Chicago sounds like, right? Because oftentimes you'll find it's not right. It's not right. So stay away from those females who are setting y'all up. It ain't right at all. But it's sounding like Chicago is a state where females are in male-dominated roles, right? If you don't know what that means, historically it is oftentimes the males, the females who are scared of the males. So it is oftentimes the females trying to stay away from the males. But in Chicago, it sounds like the males are the ones who need to stay away from the females. Right? So that's why it's funny to me. But if people are setting y'all up, stay away because it's not right at all, right? Don't put yourself in any unnecessary danger or danger period, right? So yeah. Anyways, you are SK, you're beautiful, gorgeous, eloquent. Thank you so much for your kind words. You're beautiful as well. How's your day going today, Cobb? So I'm assuming New Jersey is your favorite state, right? So very cool, very cool. What did y'all eat? Would love to know. I like tennis roll, I do. It's just like doughy sometimes. I prefer tennis roll with cheese, if I'm being honest, or eggs. Really good with eggs. And then my mom, she made like her own green seasoning because normally we buy it. Green seasoning is just like scallions with like onions and random green stuff mixed together. They blend up. But she made her own, but she didn't blend it. She kind of stuffed it in the fish. She did a live stream when she was doing it. So it's like, this is the same fish we got on Sunday. So it has been like marinating for a while. So it still tastes pretty good. Okay, no new comments on TikTok. Yes, yes, Rima, we are putting live from Guyana right now. How's you doing today? Where are you watching the stream from? Let me say. You are right. Chicago is like that. Females do dominate. Okay, so females in male-dominated fields. That's funny. It's funny. Like all this is just bread. That was a small fish because all that is just bread, guys. I've mostly just had fish here, guys. Like, obviously I've eaten chicken, but we bought the chicken. My mom hasn't cooked any chicken here. So that's what I'm saying about Guyana. So it's like, today I've been a pescatarian. Like, the other day we had soursop, that was yesterday. It's good. It was sour, hence the name. But I feel like the more I ate the soursop, it gave me a headache. Like, have y'all experienced that? And then the bananas, love the bananas I got from the market, but my grandmother has been eating them out. I feel like my grandmother ate out all the bananas. Every morning I go downstairs or every evening, she's eating like 5 bananas. So like, there's none, there has been none for me. So yeah, and then my mom didn't buy any more Guinness for me. Because the first time she bought Guinness, I will admit I didn't even like it. I just got it to support the woman. And then they spoiled, and since then my mom was like, I bought you Guinness the other day and you let them spoil. Because they weren't good to begin with. They were like spoiling, right? Okay, I still like your Bobby. What in the world? What in the world? What? That makes no sense. Wait, what? I'm confused. Can you clarify, Cash? Thank you, the Crazy X, for sending a heart. Jazz hands to you, jazz hands to you. You're helping me get one step closer to paying off my student loan debt. All proceeds goes in its own separate account. Really appreciate the Crazy X for donating a gift. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Hearts to you, jazz hands to you. Okay, you're in Guyana. You live here. Awesome, awesome. What region of Guyana do you live in? What'd you do today in Guyana? Cobb said my day is going great. Okay, nice. Glad your day's going great. Thank your mom for taking care of you. She's great. 100% she is great, for sure, for sure. Why do you eat with your left hand? I use my right hand, but the live stream flips it. I haven't figured out how not to make the live stream flip, because I'm sure this looks like my left hand to y'all, right? This is my right hand. So, I don't know. The live stream just flippity flip. Thank you so much, Love Positive, for purchasing a $1.99 super chat. Jazz hands to you, jazz hands to you, hearts to you. Really appreciate your generous donation. Excuse me. You are helping me get one step closer to paying off my student loan debt. All proceeds goes in its own separate account. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. My mom should have bought water. That fish put a very bad taste in my mouth. Ew, I don't like it. That's one thing I haven't gotten in Guyana. Snacks to bring into the house. We've gotten healthy snacks like cheese roll and sponge cake. But where's the junk food, like a bag of chips or like some ice cream? We haven't bought any of that to bring in the house. Jazz Fancy, the other day we went to the supermarket and we just bought one chocolate each. And we ate out the chocolate before we got in the house. So now that doesn't even count as bringing a junk food in the house. But I'm right-handed, but my mom said when I was a baby, I was writing with my left hand. And she said she didn't want to be the only right-handed person in the family. So she conditioned me to write with my right hand. That's what she told me. She told me that randomly like a few months ago. She's like, when I was a baby or a toddler, she said when she taught me how to write, she said she would put the pen in my right hand, but I would always like naturally grab with my left hand. But she was like, if I was left-handed, she would be the only person who was right-handed. So, I'm right-handed, but maybe I was meant to be left-handed. But that's so weird. I can't see myself left-handed. Like, that just feels weird. Like, even possession of my hand like this to write, it feels so weird. Like, this feels right. Region 3. Okay, where is that? I'm in the region close to Georgetown, which I think is Region 4. So you are either in Linden, I think, is the region after Region 4, I don't know, I could be wrong, or you are either in Berbice. I could be wrong too. I just think those are the regions that are bordering Georgetown. I could be right, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, don't come at me. Apologies, just make it a random guess. Yeah, my mom said my grandfather used to like to drink soursop juice with like milk when he was a kid. I've never had it though. Like I had the seed. That was the first time my grandmother and I agreed with food. We both did not like it. The soursop. Normally we don't really agree with food. But we both did not want to eat it at all. It was okay though. Hey Aubrey, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Tinikla Mia, also known as Mia. How's everything going with you? You need to try. Yeah, I do like Bigfoot. When I was a kid, I used to eat Bigfoot a lot. I feel like all the Caribbean snacks I've had it because like if I didn't grow up in Grenada, if I didn't grow up in Guyana to have it, I ate it in Grenada when I was a kid, right? So, buy my book about the island of Grenada, if you guys want to see. But like I've had the festival, that's like the cookies, I believe, the chocolate cookies. I've had that before in Grenada when I was a kid. I used to love that. Bigfoot, the cheese stick used to be really good because they all have the same snacks. It comes from Trinidad. That cake, the little cakes. Anytime I see the cakes in the supermarket, I'm always reminded. I used to beg my mom to buy me the cakes when I was going to school in Grenada. She always used to get it for me though. I used to like the vanilla one, but they took it away. And then they used to have like the cookie. I think it's the same festival cookie, but it's like the chocolate biscuit, their version of Oreos. But I think they changed it because I remember when I was younger, anytime my mom used to buy it, they always used to have like, it was either stickers or like cards that you used to collect. And that used to be the big thing in my elementary school. The person who had like all the cards was the cool kid. But those kids used to be mean. They used to stomp on my book bag, rip up my notebooks, and eat my lunch. And that was in Grenada, so I can't imagine what it was like in any other place for students. But teachers were nice. The kids were mean, though. They all got in trouble, though, because I told on them, so it's okay. Hey Queen, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. How many years do you live in Guyana? I don't live in Guyana. I visit Guyana. If you're asking how often I visited Guyana, I visited Guyana probably more than 5 times. Started visiting Guyana when I was a kid, right? So I don't know what age. I just know when I was a kid. My mom, she used to come to Guyana, to come with my parents, and we would stay from like, I don't know, October all the way to like January sometimes, right? We would stay for like a few months, and we'd always go back home. And then I stopped visiting Guyana because obviously I had to go to school, right? And I always used to take summer classes when I was an undergrad, so that did not produce any time to travel anywhere, right? When I took a lot of summer classes. So then I recently started visiting Guyana again after like a 4-year break, like 2 years ago, I think, or a year ago. No, 2 years ago. Recently started visiting Guyana again. So yeah. What were you saying? But I don't live here. No. Drake said, I'm about to make, a cheesecake. Very nice, very nice. Cobb said, let me be frank with you. Okay. Okay, you're from Rwanda. Very cool, very cool. East Africa, have you ever been there? No, I haven't, but one day, the Uniquely Mia family will definitely be over in Africa. Supporter Gigi Cat told me I need to visit Ghana, because Cat was like, Ghana makes like one of the best chocolates ever, and I love chocolate, so Ghana is on the list of countries that my mom and I will visit, and anybody else in the Uniquely Mia family who want to come, right? And then that one, when I tell people I visited Guyana and they're like, Ghana, I'm like, actually, I visited Ghana too, but I'm talking about Guyana right now. So I do need to visit Ghana, obviously, because people oftentimes get Ghana and Guyana mixed up. So yeah, but I'm gonna add Rwanda to the countries to visit. What is there to do in Rwanda? That's the thing, Africa's so big, right? So my mom and my sister want to visit countries in West Africa, right? And Rwanda's in East Africa, right? And like when we go to Africa, we're going to do Africa like we did Europe, right? We're going to go to like 4 or 3 different places in that one trip. So like you got to see going to East to West Africa. That's a long trek, guys. So provide your recommendations for the future thinking. So yeah. Can you try that? Just let me know. You need to explore the world. Exactly, right? You understand I need to explore the world. Thank you, right? Because people often tell me what I need to do, right? I'm not talking about my mom, right? But random people like tell me what I need to do, but nobody ever tells me I need to explore the world, right? So I already know that I need to explore the world. Thank you for telling me I need to explore the world as well, right? Because I already knew that. So like that's just gonna continue to motivate Uniquely Mia to continue to explore the world, right? So we already did Europe, right? We haven't done all the places of Europe. We did like the northern part of Europe. I don't know. After I go to Africa, then I'll go back to the southern part of Europe. I have no need to go to Europe again right now, right? So we went to Europe, shout out to God, shout out to my mom, right? We went to the United States, shout out to God, to my mom, right? We haven't visited all the states of the United States, but the United States, visiting those states are kind of like a segue, but it's not like international travel, right? So I visited South America, only one country in South America, but you know what? One is more than enough countries, right? Like I have no desire really to like heavily visit another country in South America right now. So yeah, for sure, Africa and parts of Asia is definitely a must, for sure. Like Africa, Egypt, right? When we go to Africa, you gotta go to Egypt because Egypt is like right next to Africa, duh, right? So you got a whole bunch of places. Like the world is so huge. It's so big. Like the world is so pretty and it's just like so much, it's just like such a cool place to visit, right? So my mom often says enslaved individuals were able to visit the world, right? There are some enslaved individuals who are able to do that. If you are yourself or a free individual, why not make it one of your goals to visit the world, right? So people oftentimes look at outer space and like, I wish I could go to outer space. Well, you can't. I mean, unless you want to go to school and become an astronaut, and even that's not a guaranteed, or unless you're going to randomly become a millionaire, which isn't a guarantee either, or a billionaire, you might as well just travel your planet Earth because the likelihoods of you getting into outer space is slim. It's not 0, but it's slim, right? Thank you so much for liking the live stream story time. Yes, I live in America. And where do you live? Oh, you live in Tuscany. Okay, cool. Wait, so there's Tuscany in Africa and Italy? Okay, that's pretty cool to know. More you know. It's like Georgia. There's a state called Georgia and there's a country called Georgia. When I first learned that there's a country called Georgia, I was like, what? That's weird. So yeah, it's interesting. Bigfoot is an old lady snack. But you know I'm talking about the chips, right, Drake? But Bigfoot is good. I like the spicy ones. I don't like the regular ones. The spicy ones are good. Hey Abraham, glad you could be here. Yes, I'm not wearing my glasses today. I actually don't know where I put it. I'll find it. Like, I randomly lose it and then I randomly find it again. That happens sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. Excuse me, but how are you doing today, Abraham? Everyone on the live stream would love to know, what did y'all eat? I had a fish sandwich on stream. It was good. I'll rate it like a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Lost 2 points. It was kind of dry. I didn't like how like I was chewing so much in the first bite, right? And I left a weird taste in my mouth. It did go away now, but like that fish was kind of a thing. But it was good. No, I haven't gone on the bridge yet. Nope, I have not gone on the new bridge of Guyana yet. My mom said she went on the bridge when it opened, like the one that's going over the river. My mom said she went on the bridge when it opened, but my cousin went on. She said it was scary. And then the other day, my mom was like, the bridge is too new. People really shouldn't be going on it. So, like, I don't know if I want to go on the bridge, actually. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to go on the bridge, actually. But I haven't been on it as of yet. Not yet. I don't know. It's just so big. It's like, I don't know. I guess, you know what? I can't even say, like, love the modernization, right? Guyana modernizing is so wonderful and so great within itself. But, like, for me, like, I've been fortunate to visit a lot of cool places, right? Shout out to my mom, shout out to God. And it's like when I was like, Guyana is like so unique. Like, it's very unique. The landscape of Guyana is unique. It's so different than any other place that I've visited, right? In terms of just the landscape, not even saying about the culture, right? So like, I understand, yeah, the need for modernization and the need to want to look like other countries in the world, right? But it's just, I like how it looks. I like the unique aspect it has with the meshing, with the more trees than there are for like modernization in terms of bridges and stuff like that. Cause like that bridge is just so ridiculously big. It's just like, it looks like you took something and just dropped it where it doesn't yet belong, if that makes sense in my head. So, I don't know. God has a lot. Like, y'all should really capitalize on what you have in your country. You really should. And when I say you should capitalize on what you have in your country, Guyana is such a big place. You have so many different regions. And from the videos I've seen, you have the rodeo. You have landscapes in Guyana that looks like the savannah. You got rainforests in Guyana. You have like desert land in certain areas you go in Guyana. You have water. You guys have so much stuff. But like, is not capitalized yet, not capitalized on in terms of making it more accessible for people to get there and like making your country like a tourist place and saying embrace your uniqueness. This is really great though. What are we saying? You live on that side of the river. Okay, so you live over the river. Okay, cool. I've been over there before when I was a kid. I've been there when I was a kid. It's cool, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, the new bridge is great because prior to the new bridge being built, right? The bridge used to close on y'all, right? So you couldn't get over there all the time. So the new bridge definitely makes it more accessible for people to get home whenever they need to, right? But yeah, I'm doing good. Vibe. How are you doing today? We listen and observe. Okay, cool. Nice. That's the person of the stream. It's too visit for locals to visit though. It's too expensive for locals to visit. And you know why it's so expensive for locals to visit, Vibe, in my opinion, why, and this is referring to what I was saying, Guyana has so much stuff to do, right? You know what, it is also expensive for a non-local to visit in a way too. And the reason why it's like that, in my opinion, is because it's not yet accessible for people to get to those places, right? Because like, imagine this scenario, right? It's like, imagine a scenario. Like, let's say there's 1 or 2 companies, which currently exist in Guyana, 1 or 2 companies that exist, right? And they know all the awesome things that Guyana has to offer. They know that this is like something that the locals would love to see, different regions, but something that the tourists would love to see as well, right? But if it's only 1 or 2 countries, yeah, of course they're going to charge ridiculous prices to get there because they know, one, how difficult it is to get there, and they know not a lot of people are capitalizing on it. So I understand why tourist companies charge so much to get to these places. However, when I say they should capitalize, I mean the government should be like a collaborative effort, and they should definitely, like, I don't know, build better roads or make the communication more streamlined in terms of telling locals and tourists how to get to these places, right? So maybe in the future that's something they'll do too, right? So it's a matter of waiting and seeing what's gonna happen. Because remember, just because a country has a lot, right, and just because a country has a lot of awesome and beautiful things to do and a lot of cool sceneries, it's not really gonna matter if, like, you don't capitalize on it and if it's not, like, made aware of this stuff. So yeah, it's not easily accessible. Yeah. Who's the real Native Americans? Black people. Okay, cool. What are you saying? Need to visit Laniero Market. Where is that? I've never heard of that place before. Where is that? Hey, Gigi Cat, glad you could be here. Welcome. It's like my grandfather tells me stories. He's like, when Guyana was under British control, he's like, Guyana had trains, and he's like, Guyana was so much cleaner than it is currently. He said the buildings of Guyana was like maintained. Even my mom often says when she was a little girl, Guyana stores and Fagaties, she says those were like the most fanciest stores ever in Guyana that you could go to. Now you go there, where's the fanciness of it, right? I've never seen a train in Guyana, right? Never ever, right? Is Guyana clean? Depends on where you go. Depends on where you go, right? That's just being honest. So it's like, but the reason why my grandfather often says, he says, like, when the British left, when Guyana did gain their independence too, he said that, like, the British emptied the coffers, or that they emptied the banks too. So they took all the money too. They took all the money that the British were putting into stuff. So that's what I'm saying. It's just look at history, see what history did, and just look at the future and see what you can do to make it better. But it's all a thing of waiting and seeing what happens, right? So yeah. Have you ever looked into the Black Hebrew Israelites? Sister, we built the world. I've never actually looked into them. Like, I am a strong believer that saying, yes, African individuals are the original people for sure, right? And we do know that, yeah, African people built the world. Like, that is a statement that I can definitely get behind in terms of saying, not like the world is very broad, but when I say that, I'm saying, hey, I can get behind the statement saying that African people built countries for sure, right? Because, like, hey, look at America. What did the white Americans build? Maybe the Declaration of Independence, but, like, in terms of building the buildings and things like that, right? That was all African enslaved individuals who were doing that. Like, look at all the old money that made the government run in America or in Europe, a European country. That was all built off of the backs of the transatlantic slave trade, right? And Black people who had to work very hard, right? So, for sure, look at culture. Country music has roots that can be tied back to, like, African people, right? Country music, R&B music, almost everything that exists in the world, like, it can be traced back to an African culture, an African society, or an African person, right? Like, I remember I told you guys that theory before, right? Where I was like, hey, yeah, let's say Adam and Eve, they were black, right? But then after Noah's flood, they got the 8 bloodlines now. So now there's now just multiple original people. So it's like different theories on how you want to look at it. So yeah. But yeah, Drake said that's not even debatable. Humanity started with us, yeah, and that's okay. It's nothing wrong with that, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, I do agree with that, right? But that's what I'm saying, and like, I've come to understand a little more because when we went to when we were in Europe, we went to the Notre Dame. Hey, Drag, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Hey, LA. So when we went to Europe, we went to the Notre Dame, and that's like a cathedral in Paris, France, right? And it's like one of their oldest cathedrals that they have, I believe. If not the oldest, it's a very important cathedral. And when we went to that cathedral, and like I told you, at the Notre Dame, I loved it because it showed, like, the Bible story, and they had different races exemplified. They had white people, they had Asian people, they had black people in the pictures of like the church. And then I don't know the name of the cathedral. I really should get the name of the cathedral because I'm always talking about it. And then when we were in Paris, we went to another cathedral. we had to walk up 200 stairs to get to that cathedral, guys. And that cathedral, all they had was white people. Literally, Jesus was white. Everybody was white in that cathedral. And at the in that moment of time, it's like I was happy to be there because I was appreciating the architecture, but I was also kind of upset, right? Because I'm like, you don't look like me, right? And my mom, she had to tell me, why are you upset? It wasn't your ancestors who built that church. It was the white people who built the church, right? So it's understandable. So like, I agree with Drake in terms of saying, yeah, African people were the original people for sure, right? But now I'm realizing, you know what? When I go into a church and if I go into a church in a white country and there's white people there, I'm like, you know what? I'm not upset at that because you know what? You built the church. So why not make God in your own image? And that's what God is all about. Like if you read the Bible or whatever, like, or the 10 Commandments, or watch a biblical movie, Jesus, a prophet, they're always saying, don't have idols for God. God is like, make God in your image. God is within yourself. So if God is within yourself, God looks like almost anyone, right? What really is one of my pet peeves is if I go to an African country or a black country, right? Or a black community and God is still white in that church, that representation. And that's a little iffy for me because I'm like, so you didn't make God in your own image, right? But you do you, right? So it's just a very interesting take for sure. But yeah, like when I was a kid, I always thought God was the color of the rainbow. I never really put like a race to God, right? When I was a kid, I was just like, you know what? God is colorful. That's what God is, like a colorful rainbow or just like the sky in general, right? Now, if you ask me, Lamia, what's my representation of God? If you want to put a gender to it, God is not a male for me. God is a female, right? If you want to put a representation on what a religious figure looks like, right? And so yeah, it's just like in that, you know what? And that's okay for me to say that, I think, right? And it's okay for somebody else to say God is a male because that's their representation of them for them. What are you saying? T said the first French people were black. Okay, look at the Carillion. Okay, I can't even say that, but I'm gonna check it out. Check it out. Kat said, yeah. They ravaged the country. Okay, and still the riches. Yeah, and in the case of Haiti, France controlled ocean trade. Yep. So they made it unprofitable to continue trading with Haiti. Spiral the country's poverty. Exactly, Kat. So yeah, based on the stories my grandfather has told me, right? It's like, let's say like, because Guyana, I think you guys got your independence in 1966, right? So prior to that independence, they were under British control. So that's why it's called British Guyana. And then my grandfather said like after the British left, it was still like a little hard for people in Guyana, right? Because obviously you got your pounds taken away because my grandfather said they used to use British pounds in Guyana at that point of time and they had a British passport. And you didn't need a visa to go to England if you were a Guyanese citizen. But it was still a pretty good time because like I said, my mom said my grandfather himself too, my grandfather used to make furniture for faculties in Guyana stores, right? So that's why sometimes when people come on stream and they're like, oh, is your mom from Guyana? And like, they're like, oh, and they like to make insults about how my mom was like in below poverty in Guyana, right? Not that being below poverty is like bad, right? It's an unfortunate situation. I just always laugh at that because my mom was never like a country girl in terms of saying stuff. My mom, when she was a kid in Guyana, she was a wealthy kid most likely.
Don't make a mess of my bed.
Why are you bringing so much food, bro? Where you got plantain chips from? I don't want soursop. Thank you. So like, my grandfather was very successful in Guyana even after the British left, right? My grandmother, she likes to brag how she was going to dinner. She was going out to dinner with her kids like every weekend, right? My grandmother didn't have to work if she didn't want to, right? My grandfather was selling furniture at the fanciest stores in Guyana, right? So they were very successful when my grandfather lived in Guyana, right? But the main reason why they had to leave, my grandfather says, is because there was a particular president and he was banning the items that was necessary for his job because my grandfather used to build couches, right? Like he made them from scratch and all that. It was really cool. He didn't teach any of his kids about it, obviously. But like if you taught my mom, we'd be making bank right now. But alas, she was a girl and they didn't do that back then, right? But, so that's the main reason why my grandparents, according to my grandfather, had to like leave Guyana and go to America, and that's where they started over. And even when they got to America, my grandfather was still successful, right? So I say all that to say is like to show that like even after Guyana got its independence, right, from the British, people were still successful and they're still in like so my grandfather had to leave because of who was in power is essentially what I'm saying a little bit, because they were banning items that was vital for his job, right? So that's what I'm saying. People call Guyana Little Dubai. It's not, but it could be. You guys got oil. You just need the good people, right people in power managing it and making sure that the money's being allocated where it needs to be allocated for the country to be successful, in my opinion. So yeah, yes, we are still in Guyana. You should visit Etna Fun Park since you're staying at Princess Hotel. Oh, okay. I went there before when I was a kid. I like it, but I think I went there last year too. But I feel like it's not as fun as it used to be. It's not as fun as it used to be. Drake said, that's right on brand for me, a rainbow. Like, I love colors. So, like, ever since I was a kid, I was like, God is a rainbow. That's always what I used to say in my head. It's funny. This is soursop. Right here. This soursop. I think it's sour. Drake said, I 100% believe God is a woman. Yeah, I don't know about Jesus being a woman. Yeah, I can get behind Jesus being a man, right? But like when we're getting, but I believe God is a female, right? If we want to put a gender to it, then yeah. Because a man can't create life. Like you guys are going to come at me, right? Yeah, you need 50-50. But in terms of saying a man isn't the one who's allowed the child to develop and all that, right? So if people want to put a gender to God, I'll always say God is a female. But we don't have to do that, right? That's just an example I'm providing. Hey, Abraham. Hey, Jason. How you doing today? Best wishes to you and your family. Same to you, same to you. Oh, yeah, it is 4th of July. What are you guys doing on 4th of July? Are you running for politics? You sound like a good candidate for Washington. Really? Thank you. Perhaps one day I'll run for a political position. As I always say, I got the degrees for it, and I am an American citizen, so why not try and execute my American right? May not win, but for sure I can run for it. And I think I have pretty good ideas, right? I know I'm sharing most of my ideas about Guyana right now. I can share some ideas about America if y'all want to hear them, but I got a lot. So perhaps one day I'll run for a political office. And if you're a citizen of one of the states I run in, or hey, if I run for president, vote for Uniquely Mia. Campaign slogan: live streams from the Oval Office to ensure transparency. That sounds really good, right? So you never know. You never know. We got to start going to like those like events. My mom said though, like the community stuff. See the concerns of the people, you know, all that. Drake said, why do we say Mother Nature instead of Father Nature? God's woman. Exactly, right? And I love, you know what I love, guys? I've told you this before. I might sound like a broken record now, but I love, like, the ideas, like, people who do the research about how stuff was before, what is it? Not before religion became the dominant power, right? Because if you look at America, religion isn't supposed to rule the government, but do we see that? You do your own interpretation. I'm not going to give you the answer, but I want to say before we quote-unquote modernize stuff is the better terminology, yeah. Like time is the most basic thing. Like the way we measure time, people often say, is not the right way, right? That's why we have gap years. No, leap years. That's why we have leap years, right? Because the way time is supposed to be measured, people said, like people who study all that, they said it's supposed to be measured based on like a female's body, right? Like 12 cycles out of the year, they said that's how time is supposed to be measured, and that's how it used to be, right? They said the new year is technically like on the summer solstice or the spring solstice. That's when the new year actually is. I love the conspiracy theories about that and how like the olden days or like the ritual we used to do it way back when. Because it's such a good idea. Because it was like a matriarchal culture. So I understand. Like I feel like for most of history, first off, we don't know most of history. What we know of history, guys, is most likely 10% of history, I've heard people say. Right? We don't know all of history because people love to say a lot of stuff was in the Library of Alexandria. That's one theory, and the Library of Alexandria was burned, and other people say the Library of Alexandria is actually the Vatican now. Don't know, right? But even if we're going along with a theory of saying, you know what, most of history was lost because the Library of Alexandria was burned, at the same time, even if the library wasn't burned, we still really wouldn't know all of history, because remember, ancient societies weren't writing. They didn't really write. They told stories. It was a verbal culture before it became a written culture. So what we know of history, guys, is literally like 10% of all history, right? And for most of that 10%, yeah, they had the males in powers, but they also had a lot of females who were in powerful positions too. So I'm fairly confident that it was a matriarchal culture for sure, way back when, right? Similar to how it's a patriarchal culture now, I'm fairly confident it was a matriarchy. But once again, the winners write the stories. And alas, the females didn't win. So thus it became a patriarchy. So, but it's just very interesting theories. If I had a time machine, I would definitely go back in time and like be a fly in the wall and just see what it was like in those eras where it was like a matriarchal, and like it would just be very interesting, I feel like. Drake said, no, that was my next point. And women had to give birth to the universe, right? Exactly. That's a great point, exactly. My mind is blown. That makes sense though. Like it does, right? So like I feel like when you talk about it, it makes sense. But like when you just explain it to people and like you just say a broad statement and you don't like critically look at it, it doesn't really make sense sometimes, right? But it makes sense. Hey Fatty. What? Oh my gosh, you have really interesting usernames. I'm doing good, Fatty. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Just having a chat session on YouTube, the way my live streams, and on TikTok, obviously. If you have a comment, question, concern, want to contribute your opinions, anything at all, feel free to type it in the chat. What were we saying? Drake said, but leave it to white men, who conquered them, to rewrite history. That's what they do. Exactly, right? Like, look at the Crusades, right? That is so true right there. So that's what I'm saying. If everybody ever approaches you and they be like, hey, I have a time machine, you have to choose an era to go to. First off, don't go back in time, because the diseases will kill you. The diseases won't kill you. The people will. Something will. Your radical opinion will. Like I always say, I wouldn't survive in any other era, right? Like shout out to my ancestors, but if I had to go back during the era of slavery, I'm going out within the first 5 seconds. Honestly, and it's not because I'm taking myself out. I will say something, or look at the person wrong, and I'm going out. 2, if I had to go back to an era that's not slavery, the diseases are probably going to kill me, right? All the diseases that they had back then is not good. 3, if it was an era where the diseases weren't going to kill me, it was most likely being a female and my family trying to marry me off, and I'm like, I ain't agreeing to this. So then what? That's not gonna work, right? So it's just a whole bunch of stuff that wouldn't mix well way back when with me. So I would never go in a time machine. But if somebody came to me and was like, you have no choice, man, you have to choose an era and you have to go in a time machine, I'm not going to any of the eras we know of, none of the modern eras, right? I'll go back to an ancient society, way ancient when, and I'm working in the church. Whether that's Christian, Islam, some random religion that don't exist no more, I'm going to work in the church. Because the people in the church were always protected, if you look at history, and they were always the most powerful. You're going to come out and be like, oh, what about the monarch? What about the monarch? The monarch was scared of their eternal soul. They were scared of their eternal soul. The churches were always the richest places. Look at the world now. Look at the Pope in Italy. The Pope. That guy don't gotta work no more. What's his job? Walking around the street praying for people, and his life is most likely set forever, right? So people in the church have always and will always be the most powerful, whatever religion that is, right? Now, obviously, if you go back to an era where the church is, where that religion is going to end, that's not a good time, because you're not gonna survive. However, if we go to a good era where there's relatively peace, even during wartime, right? The church is the best place to be. What are you saying? Hey TT, how are you doing today? The reason we have 12 months in a year, okay, is because back in the day, the white man's history lied, okay? would measure slave hair. What? And it would grow an inch in a month. Where'd you get that from? That's the most random thought. That's an interesting idea. That's interesting. Where'd you get that from, though? Hey, Ritz, how are you doing today? Yes, I'm reporting live from South America, Guyana. Thank you so much, Melly, for following. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Exactly, Drake. Drake is like, and no way I was gonna watch you hurt my mom. We're gonna go right here together. Like you, like it's so, like that's what I'm saying. Like you'll see and it's not funny. It is not funny at all, right? But like you'll see the videos that creators will make on social media, and they're like, oh, they're transported back into the era of slavery, and then like they'll do a quick video. Look. They're a time machine, they're transported, bam, they're in heaven, just like that. Because it's like, that's what I'm saying, right? Because it's like shout out to my ancestors, man. They really went through a lot. Like, if you think about what my ancestors went through, even if you're a black person, I don't care where you're from, right? Maybe Africa, you got lucky in Africa, particularly if you can trace your lineage in Africa. But when I say you got lucky, you were the ones who sold us, right? You sold your own people. So I'm side-eyeing everybody from Africa, giving you a side-eye because your ancestors sold mine, right? But shout out to Africa, great place, great people, but y'all sold my ancestors, right? But my ancestors went through a lot. Like, they really did. Shout out to my ancestors. They were really strong people. They really were, right? They really, really were, because there's no way. There's no way. There's no way I could survive that. And they survived that long enough to have kids and children, because I'm here today, and if you are an African American who is not from Africa, right, who cannot say they were born in Africa, who cannot trace their parents to Africa, when I say trace, that doesn't mean my blood. When I say trace, I mean like your parents were literally born in Africa, right? Or you know what tribe you come from, not from a DNA test. Yeah, if you're an African person from South America, from the Caribbean, from America, right? Shout out to your ancestors, because they went through a lot. They went through a lot. Personally, I know I could not go through that at all. So it's crazy. It really is. T-Sub, slavery is a lie. What? What the word? What am I reading? Slavery is a lie from, do you mean from the white man to make us think we aren't native? Oh my gosh. You started out good. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, T. Where'd you get that from? But I don't know. I don't agree with that. I mean, you know what? I can agree. I disagree that you said slavery's a lie. I disagree that you said slavery's alive. I agree with the part where you I think you're indirectly saying that slavery was a way that the white individuals tried to prove that black people were not the original people. I think that's what you're indirectly saying. Or I think that's what you meant to say, but you typed it out. The way you formed your word structure made it a little off. So I don't agree that slavery was a lie. Slavery is a real thing. Slavery is a real thing. It continues to be a real thing in parts of the world, but the transatlantic slave trade, which displaced all individuals, even South Americans, right, was disgusting, and what they did was terrible, right? But I can see how you're saying that, hey, they're enslaving people to rewrite history a little bit, but I don't agree. I agree to disagree with that statement. She said don't drop food in her bed. Oops. This is my side of the bed. It's okay. I'm doing good, Jess. How are you doing today? God, you could be here. Drake said, I think time was a result of hunting and farming, and us watching other animals. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I could be wrong. I never gave it much thought. That's a good idea. I kind of like that perspective. It's an interesting perspective. So Drake said, I think time as we know it, was a result of hunting and farming, okay, and us watching other animals. Okay. That's an interesting idea. I'm still processing it in my head because I somewhat understand what you mean, but I somewhat don't. It's an interesting idea for sure. An interesting idea. I can see a little bit. T said, we were enslaved, but we weren't brought here. Oh, so you're saying Africa. Okay. You're saying African people were already in the places they were. That's what you're saying, T. So you're saying African people were like already in the Americas, or they were already in South America, or they were already in Europe, right? Or you're saying the white people went over to those countries and enslaved them. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's an interesting theory for sure. Because I've heard that theory before. I've definitely heard that idea before, and it's very interesting for sure. I can get behind that idea too, you know. That's an interesting idea. That's very interesting, that idea right there. Yeah. Why would anyone listen to Uniquely Mia? Maybe because we have similar thought process, right? Maybe they want to be entertained. Maybe they just want to support. I don't know, but appreciate y'all nonetheless. Glad y'all could be here. How's everyone days going? My mom bought me a snack plate. This had soursop, some peanuts, plantain chips, and Shirley biscuits. I have no idea where she got the peanuts or the plantain chips from. So yeah. Hey, it's Taylor. I just want to say you're gonna make it really big one day. You go live every day and you engage with everyone and keep a very happy attitude, and you don't focus on negative people. Thank you so much for your kind words. That's so kind of you to say. It really, really means a lot. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad you're enjoying the live stream, and I'm glad the Uniquely Mia channel, you were able to say that every time you see me streaming, it is a positive environment you are entering into. So that tells me I'm accomplishing my goal of the Uniquely Mia channel, because I do want my channel to be a place of positivity and uniqueness, right? So yeah. Yeah, I did do the henna, but I've been showering, and when I've been showering, I've been scrubbing my arm. When you sweat, that's dirt, so you need to scrub that dirt off. So I will admit, the first day I got the henna done was the first day I scrubbed it off too, because I had to shower. But it did come out pretty good when I did it the first time. I think I'm gonna go back and get some more stencils though. I still have one more downstairs in the kitchen. So once this comes off, I'm gonna put it on again, and then I'll get more. But I think that's my way to get henna now in Guyana, because like, obviously if I see somebody doing henna and they're not charging a ridiculous price, I'll pay for them to do it, right? But I paid $400, right, for the dye, the henna dye, and that's gonna give me more than one henna set. And I also got it on my leg, but I scrubbed that off already too. Wow, I haven't noticed that. And for the stencils, like $1,000, and like I don't even need the stencil sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, my nose is stuffy, and I don't have anything to blow it on. So you'll hear sniffling a lot. Yeah, you're right. An 8-year-old definitely would have gotten me a tissue in a while. Like, that's why having little kids around sometimes, not all the time, they get very loud. But like, you tell a little kid to do something, they'll give it to you. The minute they start saying no, I'm like, get out. What do you mean you can't get me a tissue? What do you mean you can't get my iPad? When my nephew was like 2 or 3, guys. My nephew was 2 or 3. When I used to babysit him, I never got up. I was like, can you give me some water? He's like, okay. He's giving me the water. My mom used to call me for my food and stuff. I'm like, can you go get my plate for me? He's like, okay, I'll get your plate for you. And then the kids started telling me no. I'm like, what do you mean you telling me no? That's when it decreased with me babysitting for him, because now he's telling me no. I gotta get up and get my own stuff, and I have to get stuff for him. It was no longer him getting me stuff. So that sucked. But yeah, when they're like a toddler, my nephew was like a toddler. Now he gets stuff for me now. So he's been being a lot nicer now. So now when I ask him something, he'll get me something. So he's a tween. Then again, he realized I could give him money, my mom said, so that's why he'd be nice sometimes. Because he'll call me an extra money. Not all the time, because I'm not giving him a lot of money, and I'm not giving it to him all the time. But, yeah. Okay. Because it's like animals are born with some concept of time. Okay, for example. Okay, okay. Thanks for elaborating, Drake. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense, yeah. For example, birds know, where to go during the winter, things like that, hibernation, yeah. And that's a great point. Now that you provide that example, yeah, I can definitely see how humans learn the concept of time from animals, for sure, right? Because like you learn by observation. That's how little kids learn, like babies. That's how they learn. First they learn from observation, and you actually start teaching them. So, yep, I can definitely get see that theory. I don't have a tissue right now, though. I don't want to get up for a tissue. I'm going to get up for a tissue in a minute. You guys want an ASMR, so I'll say ASMR for you today. That's so funny. This is such a small plate. I just want to get the stuff up. I don't like snacks like this because it's so hard to like pick it up sometimes. And this is why you grow nails, guys. This is why you grow nails. I'm not using my fingers, I'm using my nails to pick up the food. Have y'all been noticing that? Drake said, and of course, if you're hunting, yeah, you have to learn seasons. Or if you're growing food, yeah, you have to know. Yeah, with a plant, the grow, harvest, yeah, basically time. Yup. You would survive probably. I feel like, Drake, if you had a time machine and you went back to hunter-gatherer society, you would survive in just the idea of creating like the new ideas. like it's not new ideas, right? But like you have the words to put it down to just like the basic way to write it for people. So like the tribe can understand it and like they would be like, oh wow, this is so great, because I can see like a village chief or whatever teaching that to their clan leaders and telling them this. That's fine. Have you guys ever seen those TV shows? I saw a TV show one time. I forgot the name of the TV show. I think it was DC Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, it was DC Legends of Tomorrow. They were essentially superheroes, and they had a time machine, and they had to go back. They had to go back in time and fix time rifts that was happening because people from like present would go into the past and change the timeline, and they had to fix that. So there was just one episode where somebody went to like the medieval Europe time period, and they brought their smartphone. So they were entertaining the king, and they were keeping themselves alive because they had the phone for the first time. But then the episode also pivoted where the female went back in time, and she was almost going to be burned at the stake for the Salem witch trial because she was too opinionated. Oh. I feel like they would have definitely tried to burn me at the stake for sure. What do y'all think? Do you think Unique Lanier would have survived the Salem witch trials? Or they would have burned me at the stake? I think they would have tried to burn me for sure. I'm coming back. Okay, the sniffling made me annoyed too. I was annoyed with the sniffling as well. We're back. Thank you so much for liking the live stream and reposting. Really appreciate it. How's your day going? It's Taylor said, I would bring a rag. That's smart. You gotta bring a rag. I would bring a rag, a wash rag, excuse me, with me everywhere I go because I have terrible allergies. I go through like 4 a day. Yeah, you need that. Sorry you go through that. It has to be annoying, right? It has to be annoying. But maybe you'll grow out of the allergy one day. But it's just your unique self. Be extra careful because I'm sure that'd be annoying. You'll be Einstein. You're taking all his work. You know what? I'm not even gonna judge you for that, honestly. Like, I don't have to be Mark Zuckerberg, or I don't have to be the guy who founded Apple. I just gotta go and invest all my money. But you know what's so messed up though too? It's like, but that idea is always in your head. Okay, if I had a time machine, okay, realistically, if I had a time machine, I'm going back to the year in which I was born, or like a year or two before I was born, and I'm telling my mom, woman, invest all your money in these stocks. Apple, Microsoft, Samsung, Home Depot, whatever, Amazon. I'm telling her, invest all of your money into these stocks right now. And she's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm your future daughter, and if you do not listen to me, I will not be happy with you ever, and I will never talk to you again if you do not listen to me right in this instance. I will scare her so much to invest all her money into those stocks, all right? And I'll be like, buy everything you can buy. And I would be like, and I would also tell her, like, buy, like, she know what that means, right? I'm gonna tell her that too, right? But in my head, I'm like, the minute I do that and you come back to the future, that's when those same companies do not like go, that's when those same companies don't become ultra successful companies, right? So like I'm always freaked out, like if an opportunity ever presented itself where in that time she was actually built and I actually had the power to like go in a time machine, I would tell my mom to invest in all these stocks and do this stuff. But then what if myself messes up the timeline? And what if my mom doesn't? She loses all her money. Like that idea is always in my head. And then I come back to the future and I jump into my future body and like, bam, I'm floating on a yacht in the middle of some random country I don't know of, and I never have to work a day in my life ever. And I'm like the richest Nepo baby ever because she listened to me, right? So like it could work both ways. It could work both ways for sure. But yeah. And knowing my mom, I don't know if she would listen to me still. She probably wouldn't listen to me. She would be like, and then when I come, and then I talk to her, and then like if she doesn't listen to me, I come back to the future, I look at her, I'm like, didn't somebody tell you to do all this? Why didn't you do it? She'll say something like, oh, like, I didn't know, like, I wanted to do it, but like, I didn't have the support to do it, right? And I don't want to risk anything. I wasn't like a risk. I feel like she would tell me something like that. So like, it's like two sides of the coin. I would try and scare my mom. She wouldn't do it. And then, or like, if she does do it, we wouldn't be rich still. So like billionaire status or millionaire status rich. So like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Would your parents listen to you or what? It says that I'm going to the 10th this upcoming school year, and I don't want to do the ASAT. All right. Well, congratulations. I mean, I'm happy y'all got to take the SAT, honestly, so I'm not providing much help. Just study for it, right? Because I had to suffer through the SAT, and the minute I took the SAT when I went to university, they removed the SAT requirement for like 3 consecutive years, and they finally brought it back for y'all. So I had to suffer through it. So I do think y'all should suffer through it. That's just my bias playing in there. If I'm trying to answer from a very neutral standpoint, I do not think standardized testing are an actual measure of intelligence, right? However, in this new modern age, for things like the SAT and college acceptances and AI emergence, I do know a lot of high school students, elementary school students, right, will use AI non-ethically, right? So I do understand why it's more important now than ever to rely on it, but at the same time, I do know standardized tests are not an actual measure of intelligence and how successful someone will be, right? So good luck. Yeah. There's applied to a lot of different schools, honestly. For like colleges, I can't say it's easy to get into college, right? Because it's not, but just try your best, right? Try your best, talk to your teacher. But I feel like for things like the SAT, you have a lot of support, right, within school to study for it because it's just your teachers teaching you the stuff. For other tests, you kind of got to teach yourself a little. So you got it. Drake said, man, your mom would go crazy. Drake said, what if you delete yourself? She gets so rich she never has you. And you know what? Like, at least she'll be rich and living her best life, right? So it's like, okay. Like, yeah, it'll suck because I guess I won't exist, right? You guys would never know who Unique Lamia is. But at the same time, if she becomes super duper rich early on, she wouldn't have to go through a lot of stressors that she went through, right? She wouldn't have to be in certain positions she has been in, right? So her life would have been so much better if she had a lot of independent income earlier on, right? So if me going back in the past is able to like give her that wealth, and if she winds up never having Unique Lamia, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. At least you live the life you want to live, right? You live the life you want to live, right? Do you guys see those TikTok videos? I used to see those TikTok videos on TikTok sometimes, and it's so sad when you think about it, and actually scary. Parents will do kids will do the videos and be like, you know that your mom was once a teenager dreaming about her future, and then she met your dad. Like, oh my God, like, when you think about that, like, oh my God, Mom, I'm sorry, bro. Like, what? like when you think about it from that perspective, they're like, oh my gosh, that's what happened to you, Mom. Like they'll do that situation. So have you guys ever actually thought about that? Now, if your dad's great, good on you. Like, that's great, right? If your dad's great and all, that's good, great for you. Your mom chose great, but for other people, you'll read that. We'll read that, and you're like, oh my gosh, Mommy, really? Oh my God, you were just somebody dreaming about your future and how great it would be, and then you met this person? Mommy, I'm sorry. That's how you'll look at those videos, and it's just so funny. So, yeah, it's just so funny when you read it. Well, it's okay. It's okay. As long as she's rich, right? She'll be just rich for me. Yeah. And if I'm bored in the future, I'll be a Nepo baby for sure. Different generation. Hopefully same family, and I benefit from that wealth, right? Hey, you're happy because you drink candy tea. What in the world is candy tea? You love watching the videos. Thank you so much, Precious. Really appreciate it, Precious. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for following 11:59. Is 11:59 your favorite time? What are you saying? Very nice. It's me, John. Mr. John, Super John, cool. Drake said, I don't want to brag, but I have the highest score in my state. Wow. And this was way before AI. Well, that's why you're in medical school, dude. So we know why you're in medical school now, Drake. Okay? Very cool. It's Taylor said, and you're so, to sum it up, you're saying I had to suffer, so now you have to suffer too. Like, exactly. Right? And like, I didn't have the highest SAT score, right? My SAT score was good enough where I got accepted into all the schools I applied to, right? And it was good enough to get me into college, and now we'll be starting a PhD program soon. So, free education, really happy about that. So, it was good enough for all that, right? But yeah, the SAT was definitely terrible. Definitely, I really hated it. I don't like standardized tests, but like that was it. Now that I think about other standardized tests that I've taken, I love the SAT so much, right? I wish other standardized tests I had to take was definitely like the SAT, right? But it's just an experience, right? And for the people who didn't have to take it, they got lucky. But what happened to them though, because as I told you guys, after COVID, like the year after I took it, they kind of took away the SAT because of COVID-19, and it took a while for them to bring it back. So what happened, at least at my school was accepting a lot of students, but what happened is freshman year, those students would never transition up to sophomores because they would just like fail out, or they would cheat and they would get in trouble, right? So it's like the SAT is an indicator of how successful you will be in a way, but what happened was students were cheating in high school, right? And then they got to college and then they didn't know what to do, right? With that. So I guess that's why people say the SAT, particularly now for high school students, is more important than ever, right? Because of AI and the unregulated use of AI among youths, right? They'll use it harmfully, then they'll get into this program and then they realize they can't do the work and they don't understand that. At least the SAT for high schoolers, it can be somewhat of a barrier a little bit. Jake said, I'm glad you had to go through it. Not gonna lie. Okay, cool. It's Tay said, Drake, hush. I need some motivation. But yeah, but like I said, you're in a good position because unlike any other standardized test, the SAT, you have support for. Even the ACT, your teachers are teaching you the stuff. So you don't really have to teach yourself anything with those exams, right? What is it? It was math, English, and social studies. I feel like those are the 3 ones. So it's like for the MCAT or any other test, you have to somewhat teach yourself, right? You have to either pay to get a lot of money for it, get a tutor, or independently study for it. For the SAT, you have your teacher. So if you don't understand something, right, just go to your teacher and ask. I'm sure you're going to learn about it in school, right? You're in 10th grade, right? You graduate 12th grade. So you have like a few years before you actually need a score that's going to be the final score, right? So you have time, right? So don't be too nervous about it, right? So ask your teacher, right? And even if you get a score that you don't like, right, you need a decent score, but if you get a score you don't like, try and like be a little proactive and join other stuff, right? And like do other stuff, but like you have time before you think. So yeah. Drake said, or when they say you're older than your mom, or when they say you're older than your mom when she had you. Oh yeah. I will say my mom was 30 when she had me. So, oh snap! I just say my age. I guess if you know my mom's age, you'll know my age now. But yeah. I'm that's not my age as of yet, but I do know if I ever have a kid, which is only ever going to be one, I'll definitely be much older than my mom for sure, right? Like I said, I guess in my 20s I'll get all the degrees I possibly can, because when my 30s I will not be in school anymore. Nope. Right? I'll be making a lot of money and traveling with my mom for sure. So I'll be much older than my mom, but I'm definitely much older than my mom. By the time my mom was my age, she already had like, that's terrible. It's not terrible for her because she loves her kids, but it's terrible in my head. Like, that's not good, bro. What are you talking about? No. Yes, we are still in Guyana. How are you doing today? Hey, user, glad you could be here. Glad you're doing great, Precious. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for liking the stream, Dimples. Really appreciate it. Me has a 4.0 though. Had to work for it, definitely had to work for it, right? Yeah. Gotta put a lot of work and effort into my schoolwork for sure. It's Taylor said, okay, first, I'm terrible with math. And can we talk about why I didn't learn learn about no black people this year? They took them all out. I've heard that. I've heard they did that, but I didn't know they actually cut it out of their system. Wow. So they are actually rewriting the educational stuff that students learn to rewrite history. That's crazy to me. Yeah, that's insane to me. New generation's definitely gonna know a lot less than what they knew before. But that's where you got to be proactive about it. I will say, starting with history, black history, they never really did teach a lot based on memory about black history in schools, right? So most of the stuff that I have learned, my mom did teach me, and I just kind of learned outside of it independently. I will say, when you get to higher education, that's where they teach you a lot more than they do teach you in high school. So yeah. So wait for U.S. history. Undergrad level, and if you major in history, you'll learn even a lot more about stuff. Hey, glad you could be here, Icon. How are you doing today? Can you say happy birthday, Anastasia? That's a pretty name. Happy birthday, Anastasia. Have a great day on your birthday. Jake said, I'm going 35, 40. If not, I won't have one as a kid. To have a kid? 35, 40? Okay. I feel like cutoff is yeah. I feel like people who have a kid who's like, if you're like 45 and you have a kid, I feel like that's kind of like a disservice for the kid. Because like by the time, let's say you're 50 and you have a kid, by the time the kid is 10, you're gonna be 60, right? If you're like 45 by the time you have a kid, like, by the time the kid is like 10, you'll be like 50 something. So it's not terrible, but it's still kind of like disservice. But then again, you gotta look, how long do you expect to live? As morbid as it'll sound, right? As morbid as it'll sound. So I don't know. Hey, CNN, glad you could be here. How you doing today? Glad you could be here. Like I said, I'll freeze my eggs one day, guys. I need really great health insurance, though. Really great health insurance. Yeah, a lot. Hey, it's Taylor. Glad you could be here. We didn't even talk about Rosa Parks. Wow, that's crazy. No, it is wild. And people do that. People will have kids when they're like 50 or 60. I've seen it. Like, I saw this creator on TikTok. She said her parents had her when like they were like in their 50s or 60s, and then her parents died and she has no siblings, and now she's by herself. That's so scary. Like, why would the parents do that? I'm like, why would they do that? That's messed up. So that I feel bad for that creator, right? So that's sad. But it seems like she's rich, so her parents were well off when they had her, because look at what she does now on social media. And she did say her parents did leave her a lot, right? So I guess that's the caveat. You have a kid when you're old, you already got a lot of money to leave them, right? So I guess they're not gonna have you long, but they'll be set for life, which is pretty, I guess it balances it out. What are we saying? There's supposed to be a 13th. Oh my gosh, bro. There's not a 13th grade. No, don't say that. Don't say that. There's not a 13th grade. That don't make no sense. No. 13th grade, if you want to put it in numbers, then it's the first year of undergrad. But there's no 13th grade. And everyone is, you're talking about what they're trying to implement. Okay, that makes sense if we're talking about what they're trying to implement. Everyone is supposed to go remote learning in September. Really? Wow. I didn't know that. Blink if you got swag. What is that? Like you're cool? Okay. I guess I'm cool. Nobody else is blinking but me. Okay. It's okay, what are you saying? It's Taylor said, me and my brother are 17 years apart. Yeah. How old is Bianca? She's old. Don't tell her I said that, but she's old. How many years is she? I gotta do math without a pencil in my head. Alrighty, I can't tell you her age, so you can get upset. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, Bianca's like 16 years apart from me. Yeah. She's like 16 or 17 years apart, yeah, from me as well. Now that I never actually knew that. But, yeah. She's old, wow. Oh my God. That's sad for her. I never actually thought about her age. But yeah. Do you like your brother? Yeah. They don't really buy you stuff much when they're that much older than you. So, yeah, if I go out with her, she'll buy something. I don't really have to pay for nothing. But they don't really get you that cool stuff. So, yeah, older siblings who got a lot of money don't really buy you cool stuff. So that I guess they just still your sibling, honestly. Nothing cool about it, really. I thought B was young. She got a whole kid, Drake. She has a whole kid. She's not that young. But, yeah. I never actually thought about her age. I recently learned her age, like, this year on her birthday. The year before, yeah, this year on her birthday. So I really don't know people's ages except for my mom's. But it's funny. Bianca's old, but my mom's not old. So I don't get how that works, honestly. I don't get how that works, because my mom's not old. She's really not, because when I was in undergrad, there was some parents, and they were, like, older than my mom. Or they were younger than, it was one or two. They're either older than my mom or younger than my mom. But my mom's not old, so I don't get how Bianca's old. I don't know. Hey, Alexis, glad you could be here. Ask them if they know. If they know soap, if anyone that's like this. Oh. What are we saying? Hey, Alexis, thank you so much, G-Money, for liking the stream. It's Taylor said, my brother's in his 30s, but we talk every day because he's been calling me. Well, that's nice of your brother. That's very nice of your brother. Very nice, very nice. What are we saying? What was I saying? Oh, yeah, my mom said to tell y'all about the soursop, guys. Be careful when you eat soursop. It may mess with your stomach if you're lactose intolerant. I was fine, but Queen Mother may be lactose intolerant. That's all I'll say. So be careful. It was not pleasant when I was sleeping. And be careful, guys. And like, she knows she's lactose intolerant, but she'll eat ice cream. And she'll eat stuff she's not supposed to eat. And then you just be lying down in the night. I'm like, Mom, what is, like, oh my. And like, I forget she's lactose intolerant, but she doesn't forget, and she still eats still stuff. Like, don't do that. It's not right, man. It's crazy. So yeah. That's basically it. But welcome everybody to the live stream. How's everyone doing today? Glad y'all could be here. You are welcome on the channel for your positivity and uniqueness. We are reporting live from South America, Guyana today. This is the only English-speaking country here in South America. So if you guys want to see what we do in Guyana, make sure you're watching my full-length traditional YouTube videos, and my live streams and YouTube shorts, in addition to my TikTok videos that I have. Drake said that's funny. Hey, I'm just saying, like, I can't say too much because she's going to get upset at me, but just know, my mom and I have been sharing a room in Guyana, and, like, she's eating ice cream. She had soursop, and you know when you lie down and then you just smell something, I'm like, Mom? And she answers like, yes. And and she knows what she did because her voice is, and because her voice gets like so soft. She's like, yes, like she didn't do anything. It's crazy. It's crazy. But luckily she didn't eat too much. She can't eat any more today. I don't even know if she ate any more today. I hope she didn't. But yeah. It's Taylor said, wait, you're in South America. You know that? Yes, we are on vacation here in South America. So if you want to see what we do in South America, what South America looks like, that we're in Guyana in South America. So all you got to do is go to my YouTube homepage, click playlist, and watch some of my Guyana playlist videos, and you will see my age. Not my age, but you'll see what we do in South America there. It's a cool country. You got a lot of food, cool food, a different scenery, right? If you have the US dollar, you can somewhat feel wealthy, but not 100% because Guyana can be expensive for sure. They definitely overcharge the people a lot in certain areas, in certain businesses you go in Guyana. So just gotta be careful, right? But you could go to the movie theaters on any day of the week and it's only $6 US. So that's pretty cool. We always gotta wait till Tuesday to go to the movies in America, and it's not even $6, right? So that's pretty cool. You go to movies on a random day for affordable price. But yeah, I live in the US, so yeah, live in the US of A. If you guys want to see Uniquely Mia in the US, go to my YouTube homepage, playlist, and watch like my New York videos. You can watch my Philadelphia videos, my Georgia videos, my Las Vegas videos. Yeah, New Jersey. I feel like those are the only states I've ever made videos in. Washington, Philadelphia, we did a day trip. Yeah, and if there's anybody in Guyana watching, and if you plan on visiting the United States soon, definitely go watch some of those videos that I've made about different states in the United States, because I show you like affordable things you can do, or some stuff that's not affordable that you can do that's still a really fun activity. So just go immerse yourself into the videos that I have on my YouTube channel at Uniquely Mia. Yeah. I didn't feel an earthquake. I am on the Guyana side of TikTok because my algorithm updated. But I have heard people talking about an earthquake, but we didn't feel anything. I think it was different regions, because I do know some people on my streams from Guyana will be like, it's raining all day today. I'm like, wow, it rained all day for you. It didn't for us. Because Guyana is so big, so I guess the earthquake was in like one area and it wasn't with us. Hey, how are you doing today, James? Glad you could be here. But I don't think I've ever felt an earthquake, so I feel like that'd be very scary, because doesn't everything like move a lot? So that'd be very, very scary. Yeah. Well, that'd be breaking up houses too. We don't know earthquake. I'm sick and tired of fixing this house and staying in this house. I've been fixing it. My mom has been hiring people, but I'm sick and tired of her hiring people to fix the house and a whole bunch of stuff. So nothing need to happen. So let the earthquake stay away from us. Cast a spell that the earthquake stays away from us. So yeah. What are we saying? It's Taylor said, did you hear about the hurricane in Indiana? No, I didn't. Hopefully everybody who was in Indiana was safe, even though there was a hurricane. Right now, natural disasters are terrible. Indicator of an apocalypse coming soon. But if an apocalypse is coming, I only want to know about it if that means that we no longer have to work and do all the hard stuff, right? Right? Because, like, what's the benefit of knowing about an apocalypse if your life is just going to continue as normal, right? Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I feel like the main reason why everybody says they want a zombie apocalypse, even though we're not surviving, right? I mean, maybe Uniquely Mia can survive if we stay true to, like, our zombie apocalypse plan that we created, right, on stream way back when, right? We're like, everybody's protecting Uniquely Mia, and by default, everybody else is protecting each other too. We may survive, but the main reason everybody want a zombie apocalypse because nobody want to do nothing. Nobody want to pay no bills. You don't have to pay bills during an apocalypse, right? My mom complains about that a lot. You don't gotta like go to work in an apocalypse, right? But it's also very dangerous. Very dangerous in an apocalypse. You got cannibals that's gonna start emerging. Right? You got people who's gonna be doing some terrible stuff to both men and women, right? Because they got some very weird people out there in the world. Yeah, so we just don't gotta worry about the zombies. I don't want no apocalypse. How you gonna bathe? How you gonna eat? When you finally eat, it's gonna be something nasty, right? So no. COVID felt like a mini apocalypse. Yeah, it really did. And it was sad. Like, it definitely affected a lot of people, and people lost their lives to COVID for sure. So it definitely was a mini apocalypse. But that was an example of, like, not good government management. But I feel like Australia, wasn't it one of those countries? A Western country, they never really got COVID. Like, nobody really was infected because they closed the borders. It was Greenland, yeah. They closed the borders to everybody. Man, when stuff go down, Greenland is the only place that's surviving. It's just really expensive to live in Greenland. Because they will close the borders on us. They will close the border on everybody. Because during COVID, nobody in Greenland had COVID-19. They closed the borders on everybody. So, yeah. It's Taylor said, do you think the hantavirus, or however you spell it, no. Because, like, I remember, like, what was it, 2 months ago, right? They were, like, saying the hantavirus, the huntavirus or whatever. They were, like, people were, like, wearing the plague mask saying, this is my outfit for the summer, and then the speaking about it just went away, right? So people like to say that was the media's form of propaganda, or the government's form of propaganda, to get people talking about something else, not about what people were previously talking about, right? So, like I'm saying, hopefully they learn from COVID-19, right? Because the response for COVID-19, it wasn't the best, most uniform response. That is why what happened, right? So, hopefully they learn from that. But I don't know, actually. Just gotta mask up, social distance. Yeah, that's it. Because if you catch that one, there's nothing, you can't survive that one. Drake said, I want an underground bunker, but I can't afford it right now. Like, for real, they actually build out in Texas. They actually build those stuff in Texas. Do you know, I actually Googled underground bunker. I'd be Googling, like, randomly. I like to Google and see the price. So, what is it, like $100K minimum, I think, to secure your spot into one. But if you want your own bunker, I think that's like $1 million base price. So you can do it in Texas. And if there's like a natural disaster, they'll fly you out. They'll be like, hey, this is coming. They'll have the information before you meet them at the base. And they'll fly you to Texas or Arizona and you'll survive. The only thing is, I've seen people debate whether it's actually survivable in an underground bunker. But they're like, it's probably only survivable for like 20 years or 50 years. But a real like apocalypse, they said, would last like 100 years. So in actuality, it's for like your ancestors, right? If you already have kids, right? Because if it's an apocalypse, you shouldn't be having kids. That's like the most stupid thing to do. Like, I see how many zombie apocalypse movies and TV shows, or not even zombie apocalypse, but the top apocalypse type shows. Why are y'all having children in an apocalypse? That is the most annoying thing ever. Like The Quiet Place. Have y'all ever seen The Quiet Place? Hey, world boss, how are you doing today? In The Quiet Place Part 1, right? The woman is pregnant. First off, why are you having a kid in the apocalypse? Particularly to a newborn baby, right? You know that baby's gonna cry, and crying and making noise is what eliminates y'all. And in the movie, the dad winds up not surviving, and us as the audience is supposed to feel sad that the dad didn't survive, when first off, the dad and the mother made a knowing decision to have a kid, so obviously the dad had to make noise to get the monster away from the family. That was not a smart storyline at all. I saw that movie when I was a kid, because I loved horror movies and my mom liked to take me to see the horror movies. It wasn't that scary though. So And even as a kid, I did not sympathize with that family at all. Because it made no sense to me as a kid as to why they were having children in the quiet place when the baby cries a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are certain people, like little kids in particular, there are certain people of my family. If there is a zombie apocalypse, y'all can't come with me. I'm sorry. You make too much noise. You're too slow. You're a crier. Y'all not coming, man. Because, you know how, like, somebody else is going to get you unalive? That's some of my family members. Love y'all. I'll give you one final hug, leave you with some food, but you're not coming with me. I'm not naming them, but like, yeah, my mom could come, but like, yeah, but like, I don't know. Stu said he could survive though, so Stu, Stu could come because like, he could fish, right? He could fish. He said he knows how to like hunt, and he has all the weapons. Like he has a zombie apocalypse weapon, so he could come. Yeah. Bianca too slow. She wake up too late. I mean, she could meet us. We're not waiting for you, right? Yeah. What are we saying? Taylor said, I'm trying to convince my parents to move house. Why? Where you want to move? Drake said, yeah, I'm not bringing a child. And says, yeah, it's like the zombie, like those TV shows with the apocalypse children. It makes me really annoyed. I don't like it. My nephew, when he was a kid, like he is still a kid, right? Don't tell him he's not a kid. He can like, don't tell him that. But like when my nephew was a toddler, he was not coming. He was not part of my escape plan for a zombie apocalypse. I'm sorry, but like, guys, Jay was a crier. He really was. Even as a toddler, he recently grew out of his crying behavior a few years ago. But that kid was a crier and a screamer. There was no way he was coming at all. Now he can come. Yeah, he could come now. He could come. G gotta grow up a little bit more before an apocalypse happened because, I don't know. He asks a lot of questions and he's addicted to the game, so his attention span, I don't know if it's gonna be the best. And the thing about G is like, he'll think he can take out the zombie from the video games he plays. He really thinks he'll be able to take out the zombies. But then he can't, and then somebody has to go and save him because he wants to be the hero. So he needs to grow up before an apocalypse happens, because I feel like once he grows up a little bit more, he'll be able to survive a little bit. So yeah. What are we saying? Zombie apocalypse scares me. Like, it really does too. Like, I'm telling you, the only place I think I can survive a zombie apocalypse is probably if I'm in Georgia, I can survive a zombie apocalypse. Or if I'm in Guyana, I can survive a zombie apocalypse, but I can't, I have to like, we would have to like block the roads, the entry roads, right? Because I feel like if we're in Georgetown, we ain't surviving, right? We're really not, particularly where all those people at. I feel like the area where we're situated in Guyana, we have a chance of surviving, but we really need to get more into the country to really survive. So it's only Georgia or Guyana I can survive. If I'm in New York, I'm dead. Like, literally, I'm sorry. Ain't nobody surviving the zombie apocalypse in New York. Pure luck. Pure luck is how you survive the zombie apocalypse in New York. Where are you going? There's so much people. Unless you have a boat. You're going to steal somebody's boat, right? So, or unless you live in the upstate New York area. That's the only place you're surviving. Okay, you're laughing. G-Money. But, like, that's the only place. Drake said, Mia, don't tell me you're leaving behind Jay and G. I had to elaborate on them. So Jay can come, but G has to grow up a little bit more because G wants to be the hero, and his attention span with the video game was somewhat ruined. So he has to grow up a little bit more for that apocalypse. But Gran, I don't know. I'm sorry, Gran, but she can't come. She can't come. She loves her scooter too much. And guys, you've heard my grandmother in the live streams. She just screams randomly if we do something she doesn't like, or if we ignore her for too long. So imagine we're in a zombie apocalypse with my grandmother, and we tell Gran, shh. She'd be like, what you telling me to be quiet for? We're dead. She'll yell at us. She'll yell at my mom and myself, and she'll yell at the group when we tell her to be quiet for telling her to be quiet to survive. So my grandmother cannot come with us. She cannot. We'll leave her with enough food and we'll barricade her in the apartment and she'll be good. She'll be good. What are we saying? Hey, it's Taylor. Taylor said, Concord, North Carolina or Charlotte, North Carolina. They are pretty close to each other, but I'm tired of my town. Oh, okay, that's understandable. Yep, that's totally understandable. So manifestation, it's Taylor, is the best way to do, right? So you said you're in 10th grade, you're going to the 10th grade, and you're saying that, hey, you're trying to convince your parents to move, but if your parents don't want to move, you just gotta manifest, right? That's why study, get a scholarship to like a different school, right? Because housing is expensive, become an RA, but you're gonna need it for the first year, the scholarship and stuff like that. So, and then that can be a way for you can like attend university in a different area in your state, or you can just attend in a completely different state, right? And you just gotta manifest what you want. So vision boards is a big thing. If you have a notes app, you can just write out how you want your future to look, put it in the notes app and continuously update it. Don't look at it too much and you'll be good. But you want to go to Atlanta, Las Vegas, or Los Angeles. Okay, cool. Well, all hot climates for those places, so not too bad. Drake said, I'm going to have weapons and four both these pit bulls. Okay, nice. So you'll be good. My weapon of choice, as I told y'all, is a bat with the spikes. I want a bow and arrow, like Katniss Everdeen. Can I shoot it? No, I cannot, but it'll be cool to walk around with it. And the outfit is jeans. You really gotta wear jeans in a zombie apocalypse. Jeans, long sleeve shirts, and duct tape. That's one thing I've never seen in a TV show. They need to take the duct tape and they need to wrap it around their jeans. They need to wrap it around their arms. Why? Because if you're in a situation and a zombie is biting you, the teat is going to get stuck in the duct tape before it penetrates your skin. So that's why you need multiple layers of the duct tape, right? Nobody ever does that in the zombie apocalypse movie. I'm like, are you thinking about what if you get bit? Where's the barrier? And you see people wearing shirts like The Walking Dead. There's this episode where the new character is introduced and she's wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt. I'm like, girl, you're not surviving. What are you doing? She did die, right? She didn't survive because like, look at the outfit. So yeah. Drake said, I have to make it. But Drake, you gotta be careful about the army base. Drake said they gotta make it to the army base. Okay, get you a tank or hit Area 51 and take it. Okay, that's smart. So you're just going for the weapons, but you still gotta be careful though, because remember, the army, okay, in an apocalypse, well, we gotta think about it this way. If a zombie apocalypse ever does touch the public, know our army failed. Right? Because if the zombie apocalypse because the government knew about COVID-19 prior to COVID-19 really affecting a large amount of people, right? So, and in my head, the only way a zombie apocalypse can be real is like if they're experimenting in a lab, and that's most likely gonna come from like the government, right? So like in my opinion, if the zombie apocalypse ever really touches the public, the government and the agencies and like the army's gone. They're gone. And if the army is not gone, it's a small group and they're not really going to make themselves known. So the base is probably going to be overrun. So you got to be careful. You really got to be careful. But that's a smart idea, going to get the tank. Gotta get the tank. But you remember episode 1 of The Walking Dead, right? Episode 1, season 1, Rick Grimes, he is stuck in a tank, right? So somebody did try to get a tank. And like, I guess it was too big. So I don't know. It's a good idea though. But I feel like land. You really need land. Native Americans are surviving. They already live on like the reservations with a lot of land. So I'm gonna go make friends with them, honestly. So I never thought about that before. Go make friends with them. They have the history of knowing how to use like the bow and arrow and surviving off the land and all that. I gotta figure out where they at and go over there. Drake said, Mia, you are heartless, but I do agree. What? Grant is she's too feisty. Like, I'm gonna be sad that I have to leave her. I will, Drake, but like, she can't come. When her battery or her scooter dies, she's not gonna walk. We have to lift her? No. She's probably gonna be yapping about watching her TV, exactly. And this world is literally ending. Exactly, right? Like I said, we'll leave her with enough food. Grandfather, unfortunately, grandfather could survive if he came with us, but he will not leave grand. Shout out to grandfather for that. Shout out to you for that, grandfather. You're great, right? So we'll leave them with enough food, right? We'll leave them with some weapons if they want to try. They want to try and survive this thing, right? But we can't stay with them. We can't. Drake said, yeah, Mia's not making it. What is she talking about? I fit right now. A useless boner. The outfit is important. You think the outfit is useless, but if you find yourself in a situation of an apocalypse and you see some duct tape, you're gonna remember Mia. You're gonna remember the duct tape. I will admit though, with a zombie apocalypse, I feel like internet should still be a thing, right? Unless the zombies bite into the cable, so we can have live streams still, right? I'll probably cry a lot at no streams because I'll be freaked out. Right, I will freely share my location in a zombie apocalypse. I'm like, guys, come and get me. Come and get my mom and myself. We need a group to survive this thing, right? So, hopefully a zombie apocalypse still thing. Did you guys see that TV show, All of Us Are Dead? It's a great show on Netflix. Yeah, I have an iPhone 17 Pro Max. It's a great show on Netflix. I love that show. They said season 2 is coming out soon. I don't know when. They've been saying that since last year. But All of Us Is Dead is essentially an idea of a zombie apocalypse. It happened in South Korea, but it was only contained to South Korea. So like in America and England, there was no zombie apocalypse, but there was still internet. So there was this one character and he was doing live streams. He actually suited up in his gear and he was on YouTube doing live streams in South Korea with the zombie apocalypse. When I saw it, that was so funny. So like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, hopefully it's one of those scenarios, right? Where we still have internet. So I can still do live streams. So we can all know how everyone's doing actually. So yeah, really appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Drake said, yep, Mia's not okay. Read that one. And like I will say the bow and arrow is only useless if I lose my glasses because like sometimes it's not the best without my glasses. Hey Angela, glad you could be here. I can't wait for Wednesday season 2, season 3. I still haven't seen season 2. I have to watch season 2 actually. Like I remember when it was coming out, when I was at school, season 2 was coming out, but I was like I didn't want to watch until all season 2 came out, and then when season 2 finally came out, I forgot about it. So I'm gonna watch season 2, and then check out season 3 when it comes out. But I do like Wednesday. I saw season 1. It was really good. Drake said, now we are all logging up. Okay, I read that. Okay, that was deleted. But wait. We are all linking up. We will stay together. Like exactly with the zombie apocalypse. For real. Like that's the only way to survive. You need a group. Like you really do need a group. Like a group that's too big, it can make it even more dangerous because one infected means it's very easy for the compound to become overran. However, at the same time, it is important to have a group in a zombie apocalypse that you're with because remember, we don't have to just worry about zombies. You got to worry about other humans too. So you really do need a lot of people to survive a zombie apocalypse for sure. Thank you so much for following, Eagle. How are you doing today? Thank you, G Money, for liking the live stream. Really appreciate it. Right now, we've segued into the zombie apocalypse talk. So I feel like South America is the country where it's like, oh, this could happen. This is where you'll survive. Like last year we spoke about zombie apocalypse in South America too. But I feel like every few months we circle back to the zombie apocalypse discussion because we always have to be prepared. You never know what can happen. So this is us always having those council meetings about how to survive the apocalypse, guys. So we're always prepared. What are we saying? Angela said, I think 2-person in a group is best. But it would just be my mom and I then, and like, I want more people. Like, I want the Uniquely Mia supporters. We got some family members. We need more people to survive. So, I want more than 2 people in my group.
Yeah, when I come back next month, she'll do the other side of the sheet rock.
I got something else to say.
Read that. Okay, what did you say? Marry me? No, thank you. But glad you guys could be here nonetheless. I think the worker's done. I don't know. But how's everyone doing today? Glad you could be here. We segue into the zombie apocalypse discussion. So we know what to do in case of a emergency. We know where to go, how to survive. Hopefully it's one with internet so we can meet up, guys, and survive. But you know, we can bring back the zombie apocalypse talk for sure. It's very entertaining. I like it. It's very funny to talk about it. But in all actuality, I hope one does not happen because it would just be a terrible, terrible, terrible way of life for sure. If one person in the group gets hurt, they'll be holding up the rest. Yeah, that's true. But like if it's 2 people, if one person get hurt, then you're by yourself again, right? Or what happens if it's only 2 people? Then what happens if you meet a group with like 10 people and they're an evil group? That's not good, right? Because a lot of people turn into cannibals in the zombie apocalypse TV shows. That might happen in real life too. So, exactly. Jay said they need more people. I want Stu, Mom, Stu there and Mom for sure. Yup, like, yeah, Stu can survive. Stu will be good because he can hunt. Like Stu, he can like get the fish, and he ate rabbit before. I don't know how he got the rabbit, so he'll be good for that. And then my mom, she could cook the stuff and make the food tasteable. Taste isn't even a good word. Tasteable is not a word. Palatable, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Like I said, if one happens, hey Cam, how's your cruise? I saw that you posted this story on Instagram. Like, how's your cruise going, Cam? You have internet on the cruise. Why are you on the stream when you're on a cruise? You need to enjoy your vacation. But glad you're here. Glad you're here. What's the first thing you ate? Oh man, you got a mild allergy attack. Oh snap. Are you okay? But okay, you take the medicine and it's under control now. Okay, nice. Glad you're doing okay now. Glad you're doing okay. Glad you walked with your medicine too, because a cruise is not the place to get sick. But awesome, Cam. Glad you're having a good time nonetheless. It's the first night on the cruise or second night, I'm assuming. So you're either still on the water or make sure to eat extra dessert for my mom and myself. If you see some lobster tail, eat a lot for Queen Mother. Eat a lot. She loves the lobster tail. Okay, you're in the room waiting for a shower to go to dinner. Okay, very nice. So are you gonna go to the buffet, or are you going to more so like the specialty, like sit down dining restaurants that you guys have on the cruise? That sounds really awesome. So what countries are you gonna be going to on the cruise? I feel like you told me before. I forgot, I think. Yeah, what country do you plan on going? I'm glad you made it in time, because I do know that you said that you had to like change your airline ticket. So glad everything worked out and you were able to get on the cruise. Get on the cruise, right? What are you saying? Hey, Lil, you're cute as well. Thank you so much for your kind words. Drake said, oh no, Cam, what happened? Yeah, did you eat something bad? Okay, Cam said, oh my gosh, you ate the best. Okay, you had the best pineapple and watermelon of your life. Some mac and cheese. Oh my gosh, lobster tail and bacon and broccoli. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. Okay, very nice, very nice. The main dining hall sit down, very nice, awesome. So it sounds like you're having a great time. That food sounds good, actually. I've never actually been on a cruise that had lobster tail, so that sounds pretty cool. Okay, Cam said they're severely allergic to dust. Okay, oh, your hotel fan wasn't clean. Oh no, ew, so dust was flying and it took you out. That's terrible, man, but glad you're okay now. Hopefully, like, after, if you remember, write a review. They need to clean that. That's not that good. Okay, you're going to Mexico and then 2 different locations in the Bahamas. All right, sounds fun. Sounds awesome, Cam. So enjoy your vacation to the fullest. Definitely continue to update us and all the awesome things you do. Enjoy Mexico. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy the Bahamas, right? I went to Nassau in the Bahamas. The beach is pretty cool, so enjoy it. Have a great time. Have a great time. And souvenir of Mexico. My mom got me one when she went to Mexico when I was a kid. The sombreros. I still have that sombrero in the peach state. It doesn't fit my head anymore because obviously my head grew, but it's still fun to look at, and I used to love wearing it when I was a kid. It was fun to wear. I think I actually took my mom's. It's somewhere in my room, but it's pretty cool. So enjoy your vacation, enjoy your dinner, and update us for sure. That sounds awesome. Very nice, very nice. Welcome everybody. How are you guys doing? It's Uniquely Mia, also known as Mia. If you're enjoying this live stream, make sure to like the video, consider subscribing. I'm dual streaming on YouTube and TikTok. If you guys on TikTok are enjoying the live stream and want more of it, definitely consider going to my YouTube channel at Uniquely Mia and subscribing to me there, because YouTube gets more live streams, more spontaneous live streams, and etc. Drake said, it's the same here. That's why I keep allergy pills in me. Okay. So you guys are allergic to dust. The most that happens to me, I just sneeze. I'm only allergic to one thing that I know of, so it's not food, it's just a medicine. So anytime I go to the doctor, are you allergic to this? Yes, I'm allergic to this. I have to tell them loud and clear. Cam said, okay, you're gonna go shower now, but I'll keep you updated. I got Wi-Fi package. Okay, very nice, Cam. So enjoy your vacation. Thank you so much for hopping on and saying hi. Definitely continue to update us and have a great time on your vacation. Have an awesome, amazing time. I love a cruise. It's gonna be great. And if you gain weight on the cruise, it doesn't count. All right, it does not count. Indulge to the fullest. So yeah. Cam said, yeah, Drake, I bought allergy pills. Okay, like 5 other medicines just in case. That's smart. That's smart of you guys. Hey, H, glad you could be here. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. It's Unique Lamia, also known as Mia, and the algorithm Mia that y'all want to be part of the community where you're welcome for your positivity and uniqueness. So I recommend you guys to the channel. How are you doing today? I live stream on Mondays and Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturdays and Sundays, I do more so spontaneous live streams for y'all. And outside of that, I post videos on my YouTube channel and TikTok related to fashion, education, hair, nails, shopping, food reviews, travel, and a lot more on the Unique Lamia channel. This live stream is pretty good. We ate some food together. We had a lengthy discussion, mini discussion about zombie apocalypse or any type of apocalypse, how we're gonna survive. We also spoke about a lot of other stuff. I think they're done working on my room for today, but the workers are still in there, so I can't get a video now. But when it's finished, I'll make like a video and I'll show you guys about it, show you my room. If you guys want to see what my room look like before, like they started working on, I think I showed you a little clip of it in one of my live streams when I was painting my room from last week. So you just have to like go back on my channel and check that out and you'll see what my room looked like before. But I'm sure it'll look like a completely different room. And the only material left to buy for like my room is the ceiling, because in America they'll use a lot of sheetrock. In Guyana they do have sheetrock as well, but it's more expensive here. So they actually sell like panels that you like put on the ceiling. So that's what I'm getting for my room. I think I'm just gonna get white because I don't really like anything else. And my towels, once again, has to match the towels, so I'll just get like a white one and I'll show it to you guys once it goes in. Hey, Mr. Easy, but if anybody has any other comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to type in the chat. And like I said, my next live stream I'll do is tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might do another spontaneous live stream like in the day for you guys most likely as well. See how everything looks, how I feel tomorrow in the afternoon. But yeah, that's basically it. So thank you so much, Drake, Cam, Gigi Cat, Mr. Easy, H, Love Positive, Eagle, Tom, and Angelica, it's Taylor. Thank you everybody, Caleb, for being here on the live stream. Hey Raiders, how are you doing today? It's been a while since you've been here. Hey Mr. Easy, what is it that you want to talk about? Feel free to type in the chat. How are you doing today, Raiders? Glad you could be here. It's been a while since you've been on stream. What's your day looking like? Today, we've been in the house all day because people were working on the house. And then I decided, why not let's do a spontaneous live stream. Check in with y'all, see how everybody's doing today. So it was a very lengthy discussion. If you guys want to like rewatch the stream, see what we spoke about, add your take on it, feel free to do that. I promise you, I do respond to your comments. Sometimes it takes me a while to respond to your comments, but 9 times out of 10, I'll go in and I'll give you guys a response if the response is necessary, or just, hey, if I feel like giving you a response even when it's necessary. Sometimes I'll just give you a heart. Sometimes I'll write words. So yeah, it just depends. But thank you everybody for being on today's live stream. It's always a pleasure when you guys are on. Thank you so much for donating your time and energy and speaking with Unique Lamia today on the stream, because I know you guys are real people. Y'all don't have to be here, so it really means a lot that you guys decided to stick around and engage with the content. And as always, if there's any videos that you guys want to see from me, all you gotta do is type in the chat, and if I'm able and comfortable to do so, I'm more willing to do that. Already. Raiders said they've been good. Okay, easy days at work. Okay, very nice. You got home, cut grass, and then what the world? You did what with your neighbor? Okay. Good on you, man. Good on you. Very nice. Sounds like you had like a very eventful day. Sounds like you had an eventful day for sure, dude. Good night, Chrissy. So I am gonna hop off today, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you guys for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Stay positive. Always a pleasure when you're on. See you guys.